Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Polyhedral Paradice's coverage of D&D Celebration 2020. I'm your host, T-Rexicus Maximus, standing in for the Dungeon Master on what is a beautiful Sunday afternoon. How's everybody feeling out there today? We got Danny Orange in the building. Captain Pennsylvania, what's up? Today is the first half of our final day of coverage. It's been one monster of a weekend. I hope you all have enjoyed yourself. I know I have. So, without further ado, I'd like to turn it over to the man of the hour, the one and only, the man with the dice. And he's quite nice. Mr. Jason Preston, Dungeon Master Esquire. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Jason.
I'm an idiot. Thank you, Mr. T-Rex. Let's get back to the library. Okay. But seriously, though, how's everybody doing? I lost my glasses. The transition wasn't as smooth as I hoped. Okay, so it wasn't that funny. But you know what? I try. No, but seriously though, this is the first half of the last day of coverage of D&D Celebration 2020. I'm your host, this is Polyhedral Paradise. Show notes before we get started. Everybody hear me okay? I got rid of the boom arm, so I'm not going to be dropping my mic as much. So, today on the show, presumptively, if we can get 2 more players, we'd like to do a live play. If we don't have enough players to do it the first half of the show, I think we can push it back to the second half. Cap, what's your schedule look like this evening? What is your schedule look like? Because I'd like to get you on. But we built 4 characters for the playthrough. And the playthrough of this module right here. The created Ravenloft module number RM2. So we'd like to play through that again. But like I said, if we can't do it this morning, we'll do it later this evening. Because we're going to break the show up. We're going to go till Cap doesn't get off until 10. I'm willing to wait. I don't know how anybody else feels. But I'm willing to wait. But it's up to you guys. If you can't get the players, I don't want to run with just 2. I know Danny's in, right? Danny's up for it, but I know he's up for it at 1. So now. So we'll see. We'll kind of play it by ear. But I'd like to run through it with more than 2 people. So, well, like I said, we'll play it by ear. Okay, music's super loud. Thank you very much, Russell. That's why he's my main man. Well, that's not the only reason. But let's see. Turn it down. There we go. Danny's down. Okay, so this is Danny. If you're down to wait, then that's 3. I will do it with 3. If you want to do it later, we could do it Danny, Cap, and Wells later on the night, which might not be too bad because it's already 1 now. And we'd have to jump in. What am I doing? NPC, new character. Danny, you get to pick. These are 4 characters we made yesterday. I posted them in the Discord under the Ravenloft one-shot. So we can actually take a look at them now if you want. How's that? You guys want to take a look at them? We'll take a look. So let me just bring this up. Just bring this over here. Skip my Discord. Oh, Yeah, Danny, I just saw your messages. I didn't get any of my notifications in Discord. Sorry about that. Let's go take a look. Oh, wrong way. We got to go this way. Okay. So, all right. So the 4 characters that we made yesterday for anybody who wasn't here. We'll take a look at the first one. His name was William Porterhouse, after our favorite Porter, Mike Porter. So let's take a look at William Porterhouse here. Bring up D&D Beyond. So the statistics for William Porterhouse: he is a male human, level 4, +2 strength, +4 dexterity, +4 constitution, +3 intelligence, +4 wisdom, +4 charisma, proficiency bonus +2, walking speed 30 feet, Hicks points, hit points 57, max 57. So passive perception 14, passive intelligence 13, passive insight is 14. Proficient in heavy armor, light armor, medium armor, shields, martial weapons, simple weapons. Tools, he's got a dice set and a set of thieves' tools. Language, he speaks Abyssal and Common. This is Cap says, I'll be in and out working the bills. Got to pay them bills to watch the bills. So, I know chat on the screen is less than optimal with the white on the white, but so my apologies. So, let's take a look at William Porterhouse's skills. He's got a +4 in acrobatics, +6 in animal handling, +3 in arcana, +2 in athletics, +6 in deception, +3 in history, +4 in insight, intimidation's a +6, investigation +3, medicine +4, nature +3, perception +4, performance +4. Hey, anybody in the chat, if you're not super familiar with D&D, and this maybe is your first time here, maybe you're just learning about the game, if there are any questions as to what we're talking about or what any of these things mean, please do not hesitate to ask. I will gladly explain to you. Right now, we're just kind of speeding through, just so I familiarize our prospective players with their prospective characters. Sleight of hand, +4. The stealth is +6. Cap says me. I know. And a survival +4. He's currently armed with 2 short swords. This gentleman is a dual wielder, which means he can fight with both of his hands. And he does not incur is not detrimental. Now, if anybody's familiar with the channel and has seen my video on dual wielding, anybody can dual wield. But if you are proficient in dual wielding and you're actually a dual wielder, you don't lose your bonuses on the offhand. If you weren't proficient in dual wielding, you would lose the ability to add your modifiers to your second hand. Okay, unarmed strike, +4. Okay, so his actions in combat, he's got 2 second fighting. He's 2 weapon fighting. Second win, once per short rest, you can use bonus action to regain 1d10 +4 hit points. So 1d10 +4 means you roll a d10, then you add 4 to that. You would be able to regain those hit points back. Reactions, actions in combat, you get attack of opportunity. Opportunity attack. Let's see what that says. You make an opportunity attack when a hostile creature that you can see moves out of your reach. To make the opportunity attack, everybody gets that. You use your reaction to make 1 melee attack against the provoking creature. The attack occurs right before the creature leaves your reach. So, what would his second attack be using his bonus action or no? Yes, the second attack is basically the bonus action. Yep. That does use your bonus action. Let's see. Actions in combat. Interact with an object. Okay. Action surge. Action surge. You can take 1 additional action per turn. This can be used 1 time per short rest. So, with your action surge, essentially, you can get 4 strikes per round once per short rest if you use action surge. So, you basically take your action and your bonus action, and then you can use your action again to make another attack. Yes, this guy has improved critical, so you crit on a 19 or a 20. Action, bonus action, actions in combat, opportunity attack, limited use. Extra statistic features and traits, fighting style, second wind, action surge, improved critical. Your weapon attacks score a critical roll on a 19 or 20. So this guy is basically a beefy fighter, and he's got Civ Niblin magic. It's funny because one of the other players is Skiv the Snivlivlin Barbarian, but this one of his feat was Snivniblin magic. Josh Allen is hot. Is he? What's the score cap? You can give us updates. So this gentleman can cast non-detection on himself at will without needing a material component. You can also cast blindness, deafness, blur, and disguise self once each per long rest. Intelligence is your spellcasting ability, and you cast these spells at their lowest possible level. Lurk, I'm around. Hit me up on Discord. Yep, I'll hit you up. Thank you, Danny. Danny, what are you feeling? Basically, this guy is a human fighter, pretty much the most basic guy. So he's got disguise self he can use once per long rest, blindness, deafness, blur, and non-detection. So yeah, so that's William Porterhouse, our favorite Porterhouse. Finally, I can get Mike to play. I mean, how great would that be? Having Mike jump on to play William Porterhouse? That would be fun. That would be a lot of fun. All right, let's take a look at the next character we got. Oops, and I just closed that out. All right, our next character that we've got, his name is McCoy. After the robot. He's a tiefling wizard. Mr. Tiefling Wizard. He's got a -1 strength bonus. Flat on dexterity, no bonuses. Mike, our favorite porter, you just missed us talking about your namesake, buddy, William Porterhouse. You just missed him. Danny Orange, you can play my character. All right, well, we'll talk about it. I mean, if you want him, that sounds adorable. Spoke of him. I don't know how Cap or Wells feels, whether they're tied to one specific player or not. But Mike's ears were ringing. Mike Porter, the king of these streets. Mike runs these streets, these D&D streets. Yeah, Mike's ears were ringing. Okay, so our next character, McCoy, the Tiefling Wizard, 4th level, -1 strength. Flat dexterity, no bonus. +2 constitution, +2 intelligence, flat wisdom, +2 charisma, proficiency bonus of 2, walking speed 30 feet. He's a little squishy. 27 hit points. Armor class of 10. And I think that's because we didn't equip his armor. So his armor class sucks. So choose an item from the right. Yeah. So we'll go through that. We'll have to adjust that and put some armor on this guy. Hold up, let me drop out of the game. I'm in over here. You don't have to come in now, Danny. We're probably gonna play. We're gonna play later on in the night when Cap's available, when he gets off work. So no need. You can lurk for a little while. We got some time. So let's see. 10 on passive perception, 14 on passive intelligence, 12 on passive wisdom, which is basically an insight check. He's got no armor. He's not proficient in armor. He's proficient in crossbow, light weapons, daggers, darts, quarterstaffs, and a sling. All right, Wu-Tang Wells is going to be Skivvy. Okay, we'll get to Skiv next. So he's got no bonus in dexterity or animal handling. He's got a +4 arcana, a -1 athletics. He's stumbly. +2 in deception, +4 in history, +2 in insight, +2 in intimidation, +4 in investigation, nothing in medicine, 2 in nature, nothing in perception, 2 and 2 in performance, persuasion, and religion, 0 for sleight of hand, stealth, and survival. Well, I want to know what's up. Okay. I have dinner plans at 5. I don't have to play, so I don't have to play. Okay. Whatever if you want to, you can. If not, that's no problem. It's not going to be until, I think Cap said about 9 o'clock. Between 9 and 10, I think we're going to start. So if everybody can make it, that'd be awesome. Give us some time to plan. Let's see his actions. Unarmed strike +5. Actions in combat. Attack, cast a spell, dash, disengage, dodge, grapple. Okay, so it's like standard actions in combat. Bonus actions. He took 2 weapon fighting too. Huh. Spells, Hellish Rebuke. Did we ever pick his spells? You don't have any first level spells or that scale to first level available, but you can cast lower spells using first level slots. So we have to go through and pick his spells. Danny says I'm focusing on this now. All right, that's all good. Mike, you can come then. Okay. So yeah, if you want to do it then, Mike, that's our 4. So if Mike wants to play, Mike, it's Mike, Danny, Captain Pennsylvania, Wu-Tang Wells. We got our 4 locked down. If that's who we want to play. So what we'll do is, Mike, do you have the ability to use Zoom? Because we'll play through Zoom call. Oh man, who is McCoy? I think we should saddle Cap with McCoy, frankly. What do you think, Cap? Yeah, you get to play some foul magics? I don't know. I think you guys can fight that out amongst yourselves. So, all right. Equipments, features, and traits. So, he's proficient in insight and investigation. Spellcasting, you can cast prepared wizard spells using intelligence as your spellcasting modifier. Arcane recovery, once per day when you finish a short rest, you can choose expended spell slots to recover up to a combined level of 2. None of the slots can be 6 or higher. I vote Danny for Bartleby. I don't know, Danny picked Mike Porterhouse. But how weird would that be, having Danny play Mike's namesake of a character? I don't know. You guys can yes on your phone. Okay. You guys can fight that out. We'll decide. I tell you what, we'll decide like shortly before we play, just on who's playing what. So, all right, let's go back to take a look at the next character. So I got a little bit of work to do on him before we play because I think we forgot to pick his spells. So, Skiv, Wells' character. Wells is Skiv the Snivnivlin Deep Gnome Barbarian. He's a short barian. Strength +4, Dexterity +3, Constitution -1, Intelligence +5, Wisdom +2, Charisma is flat, no bonus. Proficiency +2, Walking Speed 25, because he's slower. Hit points 39, max 39. Danny can do Bartleby. Okay. That's good. Okay, so Mike can be William Porterhouse, the fighter. All right. We are saddling Cap with with McCoy. Cap's going to be engaging in foul magics. Passive Perception is 14. Passive Wisdom is 15. Passive Insight is 12. Acrobatics +5. Animal Handling +2. Arcana +5. Strength +6. Athletics, sorry. Deception flat. History +5. Insight +2. Intimidation +2. Investigation 5. Medicine 2. Nature 5. Perception 4. Flat in performance and persuasion, +5 religion, +3 sleight of hand, +3 stealth, and +2 for survival. Gatorade. He's got a great axe. That axe is great. He also has a bonus action. He can use the telekinetic shove. Remember that. So, in combat, 2-weapon fighting. Frenzy attack. While in a frenzy, you can make a single melee weapon attack as a bonus action on each of your turns. Okay. That's when you're in a frenzy. Okay. As a bonus action, you can enter a rage up for 1 minute. That's 10 rounds. Cap, remember, 6 seconds a round, 10 rounds, 1 minute. So your rage ends early if you're knocked unconscious or if your turn's end and you haven't attacked a hostile creature since your last turn or taken damage since then. You can also end your rage as a bonus action. So he's got, don't forget you got the telekinetic shove. As a bonus action, you can telekinetically shove a creature you can see within 30 feet of you. Roll your psionic talent die. The target must succeed on a strength save DC or be moved toward or away from you a number of feet equal to 5 times the number rolled. Wow. So that could be like a serious shove. A creature can willingly fail the save, which means you can basically let him push you. So, all right. Let's see. Attack. Great Axe, Unarmed Strike, Telekinetic Shove. We already took a look at that. Spells. He's got Mage Hand. So he's got a little bit of magics. There's the equipment. Mess Kit, Torch. Okay. Hand Axe, Backpack, Pepperroll, Features and Traits. Proficient in Intimidation and Perception. He can go into a Rage. Unarmed Defense, Reckless Attack, Danger Sense, Spidey Sense, Primal Path, Frenzy, Ability Score Improvement. We took a feat, which is the Telekinetic Shove. So, okay. So that's Skiv the Sniv Niblin Barbarian. All right, let's take a look at the last character. Last character we got for tonight's game, Bartleby. This is Mr. Oranges. Bartleby is a female half-orc cleric. Strength +4, Dexterity -1, Constitution +4, Intelligence +2, Wisdom +3, Charisma +3. You're a charismatic ball of gray mess, Mrs. Bartleby. 44 hit points. Passive Perception 13, passive Wisdom Investigation is 12, passive Insight is 15, proficient in Heavy Armor, Light Armor, Medium Armor, Dexterity +1, Animal Handling +3, Arcana +2, Athletics +4, Deception +3, History +2, Insight 5, Intimidation 5, Investigation 2, Medicine 5, Nature 2, Perception 3, Performance 5, Persuasion 3, Religion 2, Sleight of Hand -1, Stealth -1, Survival +3. I like the look of Bartleby. Does she have a built-in history? No, not really. We didn't really get into too much of that, considering it's a one-shot, Danny. So have at it. Whatever you want to do. You know, it's all good. They can be found on the Discord under the Ravenloft one-shot, Danny. So if you want to go and take a look and click on Bartleby, download D&D Beyond, you can work everything off of your phone, or you can do it from the computer. That goes for anybody who wants to play tonight. You can go on there, take a look at your characters, send me the character sheet. Yeah, yep, it's in the Ravenloft one-shot on the Discord, but I'll link you to it. I'll send it to you on Discord. You can take a look and familiarize yourself. Same with Mike and everybody else. I'll send you guys your characters, so you can take a look at it. Armor class 18, initiative -1. So that is Bartleby. So your spells, you've got Divine Favor, Shield of Faith. Descriptions are on. You can click on it on D&D Beyond, and it brings up what the spell is. So let's look at Divine Favor. Your prayer empowers you with Divine Radiance. Until the spell ends, your weapon attacks deal an extra 1d4 radiant damage on a hit. So, yeah. So, Shield of Faith. Let's take a look at what that is. A shimmering field appears and summons a creature of your choice within range, granting it a +2 bonus for AC for the duration. Huh. Summons a creature of your choice. Oh, nice. Magic weapon. Yeah, so that's Bartleby. So there's the 4 characters for our one-shot this evening. So, how's everybody doing? Everybody still with us? So, going on right now, seeing as how you're all here to take a look at what's going on with D&D Beyond. Before we do that, I do want to mention a couple of things. Tonight, at the conclusion of our stream and the conclusion of this event, we're actually going to be giving away the set of game-used dice. I'll just have everybody comment on. I'm going to put up a thank you video real quick, and I'm going to have anybody who comments is going to be entered to win. All you have to do is mention your favorite part of the stream this weekend if you were here, to be entered to win drawing for the dice, and I will do it this evening. And yeah, so you guys will have a chance to win some game-used dice. And don't worry, anybody who's playing this evening, if you don't have any dice, there's a die roller on D&D Beyond, so you can use a virtual die roller. So you don't have to actually have dice. So speaking of giveaways, if whenever we hit 100 subs, just to get this stuff out of the way, whenever we hit 100 subs, we're going to give away this Polyhedral Paradise custom-made dice tray. If we hit it this weekend, great. If we don't hit it this weekend, that's fine too. But whenever we hit it, we'll be giving that away. So last night, during our trivia contest, Wu-Tang Wells shocked the world by beating Captain Pennsylvania in a D&D trivia contest. Beat him by 1, but he still beat him. He won this Dragonborn Paladin 2-pack of minis, which he turned around in a shock and gifted to Captain Pennsylvania out of pity. I pity the fool, don't know D&D. So, congratulations, Captain Pennsylvania. Tonight, before we start playing, we're gonna do an impromptu trivia contest for our last figurine. It's right here. These last two are Tiefling Warlocks, and they're gonna go to the winner of tonight's trivia contest. So we're gonna set that on the side. So, without further ado, let's take a look and see where we're at with. You can roll for me. I trust you. Yeah, I'll roll for you. That's fine. But rolling is part of the fun, you know. Rolling is part of the fun. We'll have one of the other players roll for you. But all right. So without further ado, let's take a look and see where we're at. 10, 11. It is 1:40 Pacific time. That is. I'm not sure. Will I have access to that on my iPhone? I'm usually on one screen, so I don't know if I have access to dice. Mike, if need be, we can roll for you. Or we can figure it out. We'll just get together a little bit early and see how that's going to go. We'll just do like a quick run through and see how it's going to go. So Pacific Standard Time. Let's go take a look. I'm going to cut the music and we're going to go join D&D Celebration already in progress. And we'll just see where we're at now.
Yeah. I also want to talk
Okay, so it's inclusive dungeon design for the intrepid adventurer is the panel that's going on right now. So let's take a look in and see what
in which
disabled people
can
say.
only exist and
How's the audio for
if
the
they have a
for the stream?
superpower
Does it
that
sound
erases
okay?
their disability in the first place. People can I've even known people who
inclusive
forget
design,
until
dungeon
they
design
get
for the
kind of
intrepid
mention it
adventurer,
last kind
Jennifer
of
Kretschmer,
Daredevil's
Lisa
blind. And I'm like, that
Sunjinson,
should be the first thing
Alicia Marie,
that you know
Mackenzie
about him.
DeArmas, and Sarah Thompson.
And that's why in chat people were talking about
I will say it is nice to see so many ladies involved in the hobby.
Or anything like that.
For a portion of time when we were younger,
not how they really
that wasn't really a
the
thing.
world. It's all about
it was really
they just
a
interpret
man's
the
game,
world
like
differently,
geeky
not
man's
to a point
game.
where
I don't even want to say man's game, a boy's game.
hypersensitive,
so it's nice to see the
spidey
tide sort of
senses
turn
tingling
where
kind of thing whenever a
it's being
weapon
played
comes
by
near them.
people of all ages,
things
races,
like
genders.
that.
Yeah, it really is a game for everyone.
And
I'm
those
glad
need
that
to be,
it's
I
coming
think,
around
discussed with
to
your
do
DM
that.
as well.
That's just my
and
little,
also
my little thoughts
having
on
an
that.
open dialogue, and also when you're talking about your character
Roll for me,
experience
baby.
and
Let the
things,
good times
and
roll.
they
Oh,
are
Mike.
experiencing the
On the
world
flipping portal, the
differently
good
from the
times is gonna
able-bodied
roll. Hey,
characters in your
let
game.
push it out there. Let everybody know
Describe it,
what's going to be going on tonight.
as your character
Let's get
experience.
some Dead in There's
even if it
All-Stars
sounds
going to play
different
some
from the other
D&D.
characters' descriptions,
I think
because
that's a
then
wonderful thing.
people will
Let's get
understand
as
what the
many people as there as
experience is
possible,
actually
so
like compared
really
to
lean
how
into it, let
media
everybody
portrays
know.
us so very often.
Let them know it was impromptu. It wasn't really
also,
planned either. Because
remember that blind people or any other disability can be any class, because I'm a
having some
deafblind
trouble ear
sword
hearing,
fighter.
so hold on.
I go and play with sharp objects for fun. But like
my headphones have a
people
shorter,
feel like
brand
you're
new
blind and
headphones.
you play with swords. What's wrong with
That's
you?
what you get from
But
Five
it
Below.
is an
You know?
actual thing, and there are a lot of blind people who do sword fighting. And so, if you are somebody who wants to play a blind character who's also a paladin or a warrior, there are a lot of resources out there so you can actually learn how that's possible without reverting to tropes that are the blind swordsperson trope. Because it's actually a lot of fun and easy, and yeah, I like swords.
Are they talking about
I think it's
disabled
worth
characters?
noting a couple of things. One is about mobility devices. I think our device. Oh, I'm sorry, Mackenzie. You were go first.
Yeah.
Danny,
just kinda wanted
I'm
to,
having some
because
ideas.
we only have a little bit of time,
Yeah,
and
buddy.
I really like what we're talking about when it comes
Come
to
up,
building.
come up with it. Lean into it.
Characters, building disabled characters in a way. That
Mike, are
doesn't
you
follow any
on
tropes.
our
And
Discord
I know we
server?
technically have one more room of the dungeon left, but I'd love to I really like this conversation. I think it'd be cool to focus more on building out how would we populate this Thieves Guild, and looking at those tropes and everything you've mentioned so far with you can be any class with any any disability can be any class. Like when it comes to autism, like in media, we're so often portrayed as like the beautiful minds, math going across the face, you know, super ability to pinpoint medical diseases and find incalculable solutions, and that usually means we're typecast as wizards or clerics or something along those lines, and that's definitely not the case. And being able to fight back against those tropes in a way that's not beneficial but constructive, building characters who do experience challenges, but they aren't specifically who do experience challenges.
I do.
But
I
not
just sent you an
solely
invite.
Challenges because they're disabled, and being able to say like they're good at things not solely because they're disabled. They're good at things and they're disabled, and kind of having that ability to build out disability more than just a fun, quirky character feature.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. So like, let's talk about then, let's go into some NPCs or some potential player characters.
So to anybody who's popping in here now
out
or
for
pops in
people
here a
to
little bit
play.
later,
and I just want to address one question.
and want to
or one
continue
thing
the
that was mentioned
conversation,
in
hang
the
out
chat,
with us,
where
talk
someone
some
said,
D&D,
I'd really like
maybe
to play
get
a
involved
disabled
in a game,
character,
a
but I'm
one-shot.
afraid I'm going to get it wrong and it's going to be
generally
offensive.
hang out and
So
talk
I
nerdy
think
to me.
the most
I just
important
popped the
thing
link
if you're doing that is,
well, to the
first of all, you're
Discord into the
acknowledging
chat.
that this is something that could go wrong.
There's
I
advice
think
on
the
there.
most essential
They
things
got
you
some
can
fine
do
people in there
are
who've been
try and
playing
educate
D&D for a
yourself
little
and
while.
learn and
Then
listen
they
to
got some
disabled
people that have been
people,
playing D&D for a long time.
and their perspectives.
So if there's any
Um,
questions, it's a
if you
very
make a
welcoming
mistake,
community.
learn from
It's
it,
also
apologize,
tangentially
and
connected to some
move
other
on
really
and-
nice
and
communities.
don't repeat it.
Everybody here probably
use it
knows
as
what
an
I'm talking about.
opportunity to grow.
So yeah,
but
so you
I
can find
think
a
it's really
lot of
important.
good, lot
I
of good
love
people
something
there.
that Chris Spivey said in Harlem Unbound,
Chris Von
which is,
Durden in
we're
like Flint.
gamers. Like, we
Nice.
tell stories, and part of that is
Hey, buddy,
inhabiting other lives.
are you available
You have to
around this
trust
evening,
that
or is
when people are doing
10
this
o'clock going to be too
from an
late for
authentic
you?
perspective of wanting to play a character
Paul.
who is not a joke, who is not a gag, who is not,
And also, you
a
should join the
subject of
Discord,
inspiration
Paul.
or trying to cure them,
Download
or,
Discord, come in,
fix them,
talk
or,
to everybody,
or any of the tropes of disability.
give people insight to Victor.
That's
his
important
personality,
because
what he's
you're
like.
going to learn about what our experience is moving through the world. And I think, our fantasy informs how we think
So
about
let me pull
reality.
the Discord
And I think we
back
can
up.
always make our fantasy better than our
Hello,
current reality.
Mike.
It's something that's really important to me and part of why I love this, and it costs you nothing to switch a set of
So
stairs
Mike, the
to a ramp.
character,
It's just
William
imagination.
Porterhouse, that is your character
And
for this
it has
evening.
so many games. Like,
So
your
go ahead
gelatinous
and,
cube, you can get down
click
and
on
attack your
that for
players
D&D
because there is a
Beyond.
ramp.
Load up
Even
D&D
in
Beyond, whatever
in
you
the
have to do.
DMG, UNT have
I
ramps
think
in
he
their
is
in
all
their temples
set and
because
ready to
they
go.
can't do stairs.
Mike, I don't know. Have you
Yes.
ever played before? I keep forgetting to ask.
So that stuff I think is really cool and really important.
Says, I'm an
Also,
old man. That's my
I also
bedtime.
worked on the Fate Accessibility Toolkit, which I highly recommend.
So if I don't have a
It's
cheat sheet in
phenomenal.
front of me,
take a look at it. It's
I
written
will
all
be
by
lost.
disabled people.
That's fine.
Else, do you
We
wanna
can-
talk
we can
about
help you
that
cheat.
briefly.
The Fate Accessibility Toolkit is written entirely by
That's
a
fine.
team of disabled gamers.
You just download it. It's pretty easy.
We cover
I can walk you through it.
a number
It's
of
not that hard.
disabilities, frankly.
But it'd be
I wish
nice to
we
see you
could
there
cover
hanging out.
more, but the goal was
Oh,
to
you
have
never
it from
played
a
before. This is
disabled
gonna be fun.
perspective. So it was
Basically, the thing to
authors
remember, Mike,
really
is when we get into
informed
playing,
what disabilities we wrote
you
about.
can play
And
with your
it
character
is a
sheet
toolkit
completely
both
turned
for
over. What I want
having
you to
disabled
do
gamers at your
is
table, but it is also
just
about
tell
getting
me
to play
what you
disabled
want your
characters.
character to
So
do,
if
and
you're
we'll go from there.
looking to play
If you're like, I want to go talk to this guy, I want to go investigate underneath that rock,
designed for you to be
I
able
want to
read it
attack
and go,
him. Just
oh,
tell me
these are
what you
ways
want
that
to
I
do,
can play a deaf or a blind character,
and
or a character with
we'll go from there. I'll tell you like what you have to
all
roll,
of your
and
D&D
everybody will be there
characters
to
have
help
PTSD
you
if
and
they've
walk
been
you
through
through.
more than one
Caps
adventure.
plays
Just
plenty.
putting that out there.
Wells is a savant
so,
at
like,
D&D.
It is designed to help you have those tools so that you can respectfully engage with disability at your table.
Thank you, sir.
And I really hope that people will learn from it because that was the goal, was to create a dialogue.
I can't tell because my
It's a phenomenal
headphones
resource. I
operate at
cried when I
like
read
one
it
volume,
because
so I can't
normally
tell
we
what
don't even
volume
get
they're coming through on the
paragraph,
stream.
and this
So
was
thank you very
well
much.
over 100 pages of canonical material that was published. And
Oh, my face
it
is
was so
covering
valuable to use as
Alicia
an external
Marie.
resource for D&D. It's so powerful to
Just
have
move her over a little bit.
disabled voices
No matter which way I go, somebody's getting covered.
tell our stories and talk about how we experience it instead of having outside people deciding what our lives are like.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you, sir.
so, yeah.
Trying to make
So we're gonna go till
character who's using
this particular
combat
first part of the
mechanics.
stream. We're gonna go till about
You
10
have
of 4, and then we're gonna
characters
cut it there, and then we're gonna
who adapt
reconvene.
mechanics like
I'll
Teachers
pick
Will
back
Knit.
up probably around
or familiars,
8 o'clock.
that are
We'll
combat
take a break
neutral,
for
but
dinner and stuff, and then we'll
provide
pick back up at 8.
assistance to the
And
player.
we'll do a little bit of stuff,
you
and then
can
once
even
Cap
put
is
them
available, we'll
into
get into the live
a,
play. So, and we'll
some sort of
we'll
like
cap the night with that.
ethereal dimension.
So I'd like to
at some
thank
point, so they are
everybody
not
who's come and hung
physically
out with me
present,
for
but
the
can
mega stream this
communicate
weekend, and it's
information.
been one of the most
Um,
ambitious things I've ever done. I'm a young channel. I
What else
appreciate
can
the
we put in
support. Thank you for being kind to me and hanging out and enjoying yourself if you did. Thank you for putting up with the live chicken, the dinosaur heads, the cooked chicken, the gaffs, the lateness, everything. Just I really appreciate it. It's been a big boost for my confidence, and it's good to see a lot of familiar faces here.
I
So
play a character, an autistic character, over on Critical Bard's channel, and she has a Steel Defender who takes the form of a robotic Deinonychus dinosaur. And she actually uses that to help her focus.
I believe this
and,
is going on for
calm,
another 10 minutes till 2
and so
o'clock.
even things that aren't necessarily related to.
And
like,
then I think they're getting into a live
beasts or
play.
animals
So.
or that in the
So I think what we're gonna do,
you know, you can still have
when
that
this
guy
goes off, I want to
person
do
who's
a
like
hefty Q&A session. So
a dragon or
get your
a
questions for me
chameleon,
ready.
the Steel
They could be
Defender
questions
or
about
her,
playing,
her,
about
is really
writing,
important to help her focus and navigate the world.
about creating campaigns, about specific spells, whatever you want to ask. I want you to ask it. What color boxes I have on? Blue, by the way. I guess you don't need to ask that question anymore. And then I'm going to see if I can find a chicken.
It never comes into play
Kidding.
as a mechanic. It's just the service
And I want to
animal
take a
on
look
the
at some
drum.
material, too, during the next live play session. I want to take a look at an old box set of Ravenloft
100%.
from Mike. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it, buddy. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for your support. I know it's tough for people who don't know a whole lot about Dungeons and Dragons to get into it. So I know it's very niche, and it's not the same thing as like
so
WB
I
or DC and
we're
stuff
sort
like
of
that. So
coming
I
towards the
appreciate
end.
the support.
Let's go
So we're
around
gonna
and
take a
talk
look
about what you think is
at
the most important thing.
we're gonna take a look at this old
to
thing,
take away from
this old Ravenloft
learn,
box set
and also
when we get into live play, and I'm going to
do
show
you think
you
would be
sort of illustrate the difference
the
to you
best
guys
thing that could
between
happen in terms of
TSR and what they
representation
did
for
in the late 80s and the 90s
players and
and
characters.
Wizards of the Coast
let's
and
start
what
with
they're doing
Mackenzie,
now and how I
but
feel like they've
also
really
then Sarah,
taken
then Alicia.
a step back
So I'm approaching.
as far as the production value, the content. As I think in some ways they've regressed, and I guess probably a bad idea to do that, considering like I'm watching their production and I wouldn't mind actually being associated with them one day, but I just got to keep it real, you know. We keep it real in these D&D streets. We keep it real.
There's only one way to perceive something in a situation. Even for
We keep it real. I also might let you guys in on some plans for the channel. Oh, don't forget we did stream every Wednesday night up late with the Dungeon Master 10, but those plans are going to change. We can talk about that too, if anybody's interested in hearing some of the ideas for the channel future. So yeah. Hey Mike, I'm working on a backstory for William and Skiv for tonight. Oh, so they're gonna have a backstory together? That would make sense because William knows some nibbling magic. That would make sense. I like that. Working on a backstory. You think Cap's mad that we saddled him with a wizard?
It will come to a point where we're
I would pay to see him run a wizard. Oh, I don't have to pay. I get to watch it for free.
The disabled panel.
Speaking of paying, if you like what we do here, and you want some special perks, if I ever get around to them, the link to my Patreon is actually up on the YouTube channel.
What was the second question?
I have a few,
would be the most valuable thing
and I haven't given anything back to them yet.
or total.
Because
For me, talking specifically from my experience,
right now there's a few different levels. The lowest tier,
I
you
would
get a
love to
sticker
see
and a
people move
special
beyond the
live stream.
stereotype
Of course,
people who are
I haven't
autistic
sent the
or
stickers out
neurodivergent
because I'm
who
still
can't
working
play
on sort of
role-playing games
redesigning
because
some of
they're
the.
social.
I know special
Not true.
perks. No, you don't say.
I am here.
I promise I'm gonna make do on those stickers, but I think we're gonna be redesigning some things, so I want to give you guys the most current stickers possible. But you guys have dice trays coming, so don't hate me too bad.
Teach social skills, but it shouldn't just be like that. Shouldn't
Not
be the
those
only
kind,
time we see
Wells.
autistic people playing D&D. We should just see them existing and playing and DMing and getting to play.
So
a
you
bunch
wanna
of
say hi?
characters and exist in those social situations.
Who wants
without
to?
having that caveat of, oh,
Never mind.
this is to help them.
Yeah, my daughter's
improve
my
and
daughter's
get
at the
better.
computer next to me, and I asked her
Because that's
she anybody wanted to
I like
she wanted to say hi to everybody,
and
and
I don't
she's
wanna
eyes
make
got real
any difference.
big. There's only about 470 people watching. It's not that big of a deal.
I
That's
hope
relatively
people
low
take
considering
away
YouTube
from this
standards.
panel that like it's possible to build accessibility into
What you got there,
any
trail mix?
setting, because clearly
I have some of that
just
trail mix.
done braille, ramps, all of these other things, and they
Excuse
all
me, I'm
matter,
going in for
and
some
they
trail
actually
mix.
work within the world that we're talking about. So it's not accessibility is
That's
not
my
a
trail
new
mix,
concept,
bonk.
it's not foreign. It should just be
Two for
there.
flinching.
It can be
All right.
in your world without
This
having to be a
stream
big
brought to you
deal,
by
here's
Retreat
how
Trail
to
Mix,
disable
dark
characters
almonds,
in your
chocolates, and
setting. It
cashews,
doesn't
made by
have to,
Southern
again,
Grove.
be a big
It
deal.
is all natural,
Disability
170
is
calories
the
per
tropes that we
quarter
keep
of a cup,
talking about. I
14
know
servings per
it seems
container.
like we harp on them,
It
but
is
it's because
delicious,
they're there
twice
and
as
they're
nice,
ever-present,
and the
and they need
plastic
to
is
not
recyclable.
just be the only thing
So
you
that
see.
is Retreat Trail Mix, dark almonds, and
and I
cashews, the
hope-
official trail
I
mix
hope that
of
people
Up
really
Late with
just
the
take
Dungeon
away that,
Master,
like,
Polyhedral
disability
Paradise.
isn't a negative.
Live.
Like that's what I really want to see.
In no way
in
actually
the
affiliated with me.
tabletop
Oh,
world at this
speaking
point.
of,
Like disability is not a negative. My blindness is not
Polyhedral
like,
Paradise is no way
my
affiliated with
blindness is
D&D
not a
Celebration
flaw.
2020 or Wizards of the
I am
Coast at
not,
all.
like, you know,
This
I
live
didn't
stream is done
roll
for
my
entertainment
character.
purposes only. We benefit in no way
I
from live
actually
streaming
am a
directly next to
great
them,
person, and
tangentially
I have a
connected.
life.
And we're here
My
for your
enemies are
entertainment
just part of
pleasure.
who I am. Does that answer
Period.
the question?
Yeah, I think that's awesome.
It sounded better
So-
a few days ago, but I just want to let you know we're not officially associated with
Well, I
D&D
don't want
Celebration.
people to take away from this. That a lot of the resources
that even
are
matter
available
these days?
online for free. You know, you're not expected to.
Like I know a
read
whole
scientific
hell of a lot of
books
people who
or
streamed
anything.
the
there are plenty of blogs
the-
out there written
the
by
fandom,
disabled people
and they weren't
who
officially
very well
associated with
document
DC.
their
So
experience in a way
I don't
that's
think that matters.
accessible to people. Also, understand that you are able-bodied. You won't ever understand really the full experience of a disabled person. You won't understand how far the problem goes in society. You won't ever understand it, but it's not about you understanding it so much as it is lifting us up and making sure our voices are heard. That is what is important. And making sure that when somebody wants to play a disabled character, that it isn't treated as this kind of unique or odd thing. Just you want to play a disabled character, okay, that's fine. Like normalizing is kind of where I want to get. Like I want to me and
So I don't know if
Rose,
anybody
we
has
were
ever
talking about
seen
the miniatures for the
the
combat wheelchair. We would
combat wheelchair.
like it to be that one day I could publish online a combat wheelchair.
I think this is the
3.0
designer,
and
Sarah Thompson.
no
She
one
actually
would
got a lot of
deny
pushback
that
for
it
the
would just be
combat
that
wheelchair.
normalized That that's it.
All right, Danny,
And
I'll talk to you in a little bit.
I would also like.
So she
people
designed a
to,
combat wheelchair for
because
use
there
in
are plenty of
D&D,
free
and
documents on this as well.
a whole bunch of people
Learning
jumped
about
all
the
over
English
her because they
language,
said it was
the
a
group
useless endeavor. Why would anybody
you
play
can't say it,
a
what is
disabled
not your word to
character in
say.
D&D? It's ridiculous.
And understanding that a lot of the terminology
That type of thinking
about
is
describing disabled people,
really
such as putting
unhelpful.
person first language and things like that.
But-
you need to understand the history of that language and the fact that it has been forced upon us a lot of the time by able-bodied people who think that, for some reason they should have to see the person first, which is kind of disgusting, like we're all people. And I think it's just very important that it goes beyond just what you learn at your table, that you go there and you do your research and that you learn, and just remember to stay open. There will be times where you say things that are ableist, that you behave in an ableist manner, that you do something that's offensive using your character that's disabled, and that's fine. If someone calls you out on it, don't double down. Just
I imagine there is a
accept
big
and say,
risk if
"Okay,
you're
how can I avoid this
playing a
happening
disabled
again?"
character
And
in-game,
just see it as an opportunity to learn
and you're playing with
to
somebody
make
who's
your
actually
characters,
disabled of like offending
more
somebody.
realistic, because
It's
they
not
are
something I would
more
do. I think it's like
representative of the real world.
an area I wouldn't want to try to get into.
I just think, it very
Just
much
for
comes
fear
down
of,
to being
offending
open
somebody.
and having that open dialogue with people.
Cool. And Alicia.
I'm not trying to offend anybody at my table,
For me,
Except for Cap.
as
That's just 'cause he
somebody
stinks.
I mean, a new player and a deaf player, I would love to just see more deaf, hard of hearing people not being afraid to, play this game, try to get into it, learn more about it, because it really has changed life. And you'll find that a lot of people are really open to helping you
Between this stream and the mental health stream from the other day,
try to just jump in.
I never realized how much certain people play this game for some sort of catharsis.
That I love so much.
It's not.
I do definitely.
I always went and played the game for escapism, not for its cathartic value. But I guess that's the beautiful thing. Like, people come to this game and look for what they want in it. But, you know, it's just not. I always came here for escapism, but it seems like a whole lot of people come here to work out their stuff at the table. And I don't see that there's anything wrong with that. I just think there's a certain amount of player buy-in, and I think everybody has to be on the same page if you're coming to the game for that. The Dungeon Master almost has to develop a certain type of game for that. You can't just have one person coming to work through issues and one person coming for some other sort of catharsis, and you got somebody who just wants to go be a murder hobo. I don't think that all works together at one table. So you almost have to have a whole group that's like, I want to work through these issues, and the game designer, DM, works out a specific type of game for that. You know, I guess that's the whole thing. It comes back to communication and trust. You have to talk about what type of game you want to have before you start playing, and that is the value of a session 0. Which, from what I understand, they're putting in specific helpful guides, and this is a whole chapter on session 0 in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. So it's really going to be helpful for new DMs, and I bet you they have things in there for setting boundaries, setting rules, communication. Again, I'm pretty excited to see what's in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything.
We are going to wrap up now. So the first thing
it's 2 o'clock. They are wrapping the stream up.
This adventure. We are going to finish writing it as a group, and we are going to publish it. Follow our socials to find out when and where, but it will be soon, and it will be in a format that can be distributed.
These nuts are crunchy.
To everyone. I'm sorry.
Somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere. We will announce that very soon.
We're streaming the Mandalorian trailer. Wow, that was crazy. And then we had 800-900 viewers in chat. Yeah, I wasn't there the day of because I had to work, but I went back and looked, and freaking views were through the roof. I couldn't believe it. And at that point, chat, how do you follow chat? It's just
very quickly our socials, where people can find you, and we will wrap up. So same order, Mackenzie.
So this was the inclusive dungeon design for the Intrepid Adventurer, otherwise known as
and that's basically all I know on my projects.
Yeah, I don't know what I was gonna say. So that was Jennifer Kretschmer,
Thank you so much for having me again.
Alicia Marie, Mackenzie D. Armas, Sarah Thompson, who I believe developed the combat wheelchair, and Elsa Sunjinson.
Snarkbat. SNARKBAT. Yes,
Yeah.
that's a blind joke.
What a great show. It was. The Mandalorian. I'm looking forward to Mando season 2.
Sir, you're muted.
So
Jen,
much.
yeah, thank you for asking me on, and getting to talk about this. But yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Mustangs Art, MUSTANGS.
Everybody, don't forget to roll
Spelled it wrong then.
natural 20 on that like button. Hit that like button and kick it out to more people, as many people as possible. If you hit that like button and we get up to 20 likes.
Also updates about the companies and things that I'm working for.
What can I do
projects
around
I'm
here?
working
What can
on
I do?
with
What can I do? What can I
them,
do?
as, you know,
I'm trying to bribe you
talk
guys.
about them because NDAs are fun. But yeah.
Yeah, I already
you
brought
can
the live
find me
chicken on. I won't do anything except for be happy.
I'm really excited to finish.
Never gotten 20 likes on anything before.
See people think about it. But anyway, you can find me everywhere at Alicia Marie Body, at Twitter, Instagram, everywhere, and on Facebook at Alicia Marie Live. And that's where you can also find information on what I'm doing next. So.
And I am Jen Kretschmer. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram as at Dreamwisp. DreamWisp. You can find my link to
All
there
right,
as well
let's
with
see
my
what we got
contact
here. Let's go to the
information, and I'm on
schedule.
Twitch.
Take a look at the schedule. It was moving fast that day. Yeah. All right, so that was inclusive dungeon design for the Intrepid Adventurer. So what are your main takeaways from the Dungeons & Dragons celebration? There is a lot of push for inclusivity and for expanding what it means to play Dungeons and Dragons. An awful lot of that. Most of the panels sort of pushed that, where you were looking at invisible dragons, designing mental health adventures. That was a big one. Let's see, how to become a D&D designer. That was good. Behind the scenes DM round. What it means to be a bard. They really leaned into the importance of bards, not only in D&D but in real life. That one was you could have that panel. You could have taken the word bard out and replaced it with what's the word I'm looking for? Performance artist, and it really felt the panel felt very much far removed from D&D, and more like, hey, artists are people too, and they really contribute to society, and we really need to appreciate artists more. And that's what it seemed like, but told through like a D&D lens almost. That it really felt like it had very little to do with actual Dungeons and Dragons and actual D&D play at the table, and more like, hey, artists are out of work now because you can't go to the theater, and we need to really appreciate our artists because they build societies. That's what it felt like. So, I mean, there's not that there's anything wrong with that, but that's what it felt like. And then this, of course, inclusivity with disabled people at the table, be it deaf, blind, get more of those people in. That's another thing. I just for me, if I had a disability, I would probably play the game to escape, and not want to bring my baggage into the game. A lot of this, like I said, it seems like now a lot of people are using Dungeons and Dragons to work through their stuff more so than just play a game. That's just one of my takeaways. Dungeons and Designers. Yeah, so, most of the panels have sort of been about inclusivity. And there's an awful lot of females that are in Dungeons and Dragons now. Awful lot. And here we go. The next panel that's going to be on at from 1 to 2 Pacific Standard Time. So that would be, you think I'd have this down by now. 4 to 5, which we won't be on. We're going to miss it. It's right as we're going off. It's Weaving Asian Stories. So it's about bringing Asian culture into Dungeons & Dragons, which I guess Oriental Adventures is probably out the window now. So I guess, that's it's probably not looked at very highly anymore. Couldn't agree with you more, man. Yeah. And I'm not saying that because I think that there's something wrong with it, because, again, it is whatever you want to do with it. But it just seems like as a company, that's really what they're focusing on. Not a problem, but that just seems to be what they're focusing on. So we're going to go, at this point, back to, it looks like they're playing Realmsmith. DM Jason Azevedo. Players B. Dave Walters, Nora Abraham, Kylie Bray, almost like Katie Bray, Tennessee Martin, Xander Ginat, and Mosa Koresh. So let's go take a look. Let's go take a look and see what they got going on. One of these days, though, I would love to be involved officially somehow with this. I would like to get big enough for my table to be interesting enough to be included in one of these things, like legitly, instead of like being the little booth that sets up next to the fair that you go at, which is like what we are now. There's like a big fair going on, and you pay to enter that, and on your way to the fair, you got this little booth out there selling T-shirts and hats and stuff, and that's us right now. We're the little booth that could, spying on its bigger cousin out there. So Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frost Maiden is available now. I have it right over here. It is a thick, with 2 C's, book, coming in at a whopping 319 pages. This book is chock full of adventure. Here's a map of 10 towns here. And I tell you, for my personal opinion, because I'm going to give it to you, a good DM could string an easy 6 months worth of adventure out of this one book. Even a subpar DM, just reading straight from the book, not embellishing at all, you could probably get 2 months worth of material out of this, just like baseline running through it. So, is it worth $49.95? If you want to support your local game store, I highly recommend going to them and paying that money for it, because you do get your money worth out of this versus $50 for something like Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide, which was only 190 pages. So if you're buying Sword Coast, no. Buying this and you want to support the local GameStop, then yeah. Yep. I would think it's worth the money. So I eventually plan on doing something with this. Don't know what yet, but I plan on doing something with it, because let's see, here we at. Okay, so we got the Realmsmith game coming up, then Weaving Asian Stories, Dice Stormers, Knights of Evening Star, and inside the D&D studio is going to be the last panel, 6. That's at 9 o'clock. So that's going to go from 6, 7, 8, 9. From 9 to... Let's just check it here. 9 to 10 is going to be inside the D&D studio, and that's going to be the last panel of the night. So we're going to watch that, and then we're going to go into our live play after that. So I think that's how we should do it. While we're waiting for this to start, that's up to you. I didn't put that in there, Danny. So you can decide that on your own. Danny asked, what god do I get my divine powers from? So while we're waiting for that to start, let's go take a look at our Icewind Dale map. What do we want to look at, peoples? Well, we didn't look at everything last time, so we looked at the show. We've got Wormdome Crag, Sky Tower Shelter, Spine of the World Mountains, or Many Arrows Tribes. So 1, 2, 3, or 4. Which one do you guys want to look at? 1 being Wormwood, 2 being Sky Tower, 3 being Spine of the World, 4 being the Many Arrows Tribes. Danny, this should give you a listing on D&D Beyond of which gods and everything you want to pray to. So you could peruse it and pick it for yourself. You know, if you like these characters and you want to play another one-shot and you become infatuated with your half-orc cleric, you're more than welcome to use it again. Spine. All right, so we got Spine. I'm going to go with what Russell said because Russell kicked it out first. So Spine of the World. A range of towering mountains separates the warmer lands of the Sword Coast from the frigid northern expanse of Icewind Dale. Home to orcs, Goliaths, frost giants, white dragons, and awakened beasts of enormous strength and power, it is a place where the danger of the landscape is matched only by its frigid natural beauty. Spine of the World. Copyright Wizards of the Coast, 1965. Actually, it would have been 65. The game didn't come around until 72. But anyway, all right, let's go back to the map. Take a look at 2 more of these before we go back and take a look at the current live play. So everybody remember what Chardalyn was, right? Drit said Spine 2, so. All right. We already looked at this before, but I want to remind you guys. Chardalyn deposits. Caves of the crystalline substance known as Chardalyn can still be found around 10 towns. A crystalline substance created by ancient magic more than a century ago. It is strong as metal, though considerably easier to work with than steel. It is said those who handle Chardalyn grow ambitious, paranoid, or even violent, but the material is in high demand for artisans who travel to the Dale. The Dale. You can make necklaces out of it. You can make all kinds of stuff. But be careful, because you grow ambitious, paranoid, and violent if you wear it or handle it. I'm not looking at anybody even specific. You don't need to remind me of this one. I know you don't. All right. So we're going to take a look at Many Arrows Tribes. Look at that badass. But he's only a human too. But not really. The orcs. Of the orc tribes living in the mountains, the most powerful by far is the Many Arrows tribe. 10-towners and raghead nomads alike live in fear of the day when a great chieftain of the tribe will reunite the orcs of Icewind Dale and their banners descend once again from the spine of the world. There are enclaves of Many Arrows orcs scattered throughout the spine of the world. So, yeah. So, those are orcish tribes that, let's see, Sky Tower Shelter. I think we looked at this one. Yeah, because there's the little griffin. Wormdom Crag. Was that some sort of game? That does look like some sort of game. A cave complex carved in the northern face of the snowy mountainside. Wormdom Crag is home to the Thun Nun La Goa Goliath clan, locked in a bitter feud with the Goliaths of the Sky Tower Shelter. They are otherwise happy to see visitors, particularly ones who might be interested in a friendly game of goat ball. You ever had a good goat ball match? I've never played a good game of goat ball match. Now, Goliaths are kind of like the smaller cousin to giants. You can play a Goliath character. They're not anywhere near as tall as giants, but they're like bigger than orcs and half orcs. Now, supposedly around here, let's see. Let's go look at Bryn Shander again. Speaker's Place. House of the Morning Lord. Located near Bryn Shander's northeast Market Square, this converted house serves as a modest gathering place for worshippers of Amun-Ator, the god of the sun. Well, he's done forsaking his place right now. The sun god lives here no more. Cap says, I'm still here busy. That's fine. You don't got to tell me twice. The Northlook Black Iron Blades. We looked at that. The smithy stands just north of the main square. Gorn the Hammer manufactures the cheapest blades in 10 towns, whilst his sister, Elsa, sells adventuring supplies, including rations, cold weather gear, ice packs, and snowshoes, to fortune seekers. Most of the town's veteran swords eschew Gorn's smithcraft, due to the uninspiring quality of his work. Jokes are told about hapless newcomers to Icewind Dale, often and with a line, N was carrying a black iron blade to boot. What a joke this smithy is. Such a shame. It's kind of, that's got to come in big. Otherwise, why would you mark that out on the map if he's so much of a joke? All right, let's take a look at the Northlook. I'm an orc. So you see that guy's tusks? A little cobalt. Looks like he's a cobalt bard. All right, what voice should I do for this? Just give me one. Give me a voice. Northlook. How's everybody in chat doing? Everybody doing good? Everybody enjoying themselves today? We're about an hour and 6 minutes in. We're going to get ready to go take a look back at the live play. I think it was Evening Star. But we're going to read this section on the Northlook. Let's see. How about Scottish? The Northlook is the most infrequently... Wait a minute, I messed it up. The Northlook is the inn most frequented by mercenaries and adventurers, and as such, it is the rowdiest, most dangerous place to play in Bryn Shander. At some time, its tap room is the best place in all of 10 towns to get leads on profitable ventures. Along with the latest news and rumors, the inn's proprietor, a retired sellsword named Scramsax, knows full well of the cycles of an adventurer's life. Scramsax often cuts a break for customers who are between jobs, allowing them to stay on credit and presenting them with a bill inflated by the interest charges as soon as they make their next payday. The 2 old men from the boat. Oh my God. I don't know. I want to do an NPC with the voice of Herbert the Pervert at some point. Oh man, what is Herbert the Pervert? I don't know what Herbert the Pervert is. All right, let's go back and take a look what we're looking at here. Coming up next, Realm Smith. Okay, so it is not on yet, so we still got a couple minutes. Oh, they're running behind now. It's already 2:20. Running behind. I bet you it's technical difficulties. All right, let's take a look at Revel's End. Revel's End. Family Guy wants some popsicles. I don't know it. I barely watch Family Guy. Russian. How about Russian? We do Russian for this one. Perched high on a cliff overlooking the sea of moving ice is a bleak stone fortress carved out of gigantic blade-shaped rock. A central tower looms above the rest of the fortress, and light leaks from its arrow slits. 4 smaller towers rise from the outermost corners of the fortress, and guards can be seen atop them. This is Revel's End, a prison covered out of the rock called the Windbreak, shielding the tower from the brutal winds that swept down off a ragged glacier. This prison is controlled by the Lord's Alliance, a loose confederation of settlements that includes Baldur's Gate, Neverwinter, Silvermoon, and Waterdeep, and the dwarven stronghold of Mithril Hall. Prisoners have committed offenses that have threatened established orders brought by members of this alliance, and for political reasons must be imprisoned at these remote locations. And that is Revel's End. Let's see. Let's take a look back, see if Realm Smith's going. No. Technical difficulties. We apologize for disruption and look to be back shortly. All right. While there's a little bit of technical difficulties, hit me with some questions, peoples. You got questions. Jay got answers. So hit me with questions. We're an hour and 10 minutes into our continued coverage of D&D Celebration 2020. Realm Smith is getting ready to come on, although there's technical difficulties. I'll know the character when we come across him, though. So there's technical difficulties right now, so we're going to take this opportunity to go and do some Q&A. Anybody here to Velcro from a knee brace? So a little bit later on, we're going to take a look at an old school Ravenloft box set from the 90s. We're going to compare and contrast that to something, say, the Curse of Strahd revamp that's coming out in the end of this year. So we're going to compare and contrast, and I'm going to show you why I feel like the quality from Wizards of the Coast has dropped off significantly since the 90s. So that's something we're going to do a little bit later. About 4 o'clock, we're going to take a break for a few hours and reconvene at 7:30 maybe, 7:30, 8 o'clock. And then we're going to finish out the night. We're going to start the stream back up at 8. Watch a little bit of whatever's going on. Then we're going to catch the last panel at 9. Let's take a look at the schedule here. So we're going to come back during the second half of Knights of Evening Star. We'll probably miss a Dice Stormers. So we're going to come back for the second half of Knights of Evening Star. And then we're going to catch the last panel inside the D&D studio. And then once that is done at 7, 8, 9, 10. Once that's done at 10 o'clock, we're going to go right into our live play to close the night out of the Ravenloft Adventure, The Created. So our players are going to be Danny Orange, Mike Porter, Wu-Tang Wells, and Captain Pennsylvania, playing 4 characters that we created yesterday. So that is how we're going to end out our evening and D&D Celebration 2020. Thank you guys so much for joining us for the past couple days. I'm your host, Jason Preston. This is Polyhedral Paradise. We have a show every Wednesday at 10 p.m. up late with the Dungeon Master, which is going to be actually moving to Thursday night at 8 o'clock, I believe. I have to check with the EP. Mr. Executive Producer, did we decide on 8 o'clock or Captain Wells? Captain Wells, did we decide on 8 o'clock or 7:30 for the show? Can't remember. You figured I would know, but I'm not exactly 100% sure. So we're still doing some working on the verticals and trying to figure out how we're going to hit those numbers and what's going to work best for our viewership. Wednesdays just doesn't work anymore. It's a little bit too late. So 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock on Thursday. So we're also moving to a new location. I bought a whole town filled with people, and they're people you're going to learn to at least tolerate. We're still going to cover D&D news. We're going to build our campaign. We're going to do all kinds of fun stuff, but we're going to do it in a new location. I hope all of you out there will join us and come along on the adventure with us. So if you can't, that's fine too. But let's take a look and see where we're at. Okay, so Realm Smith has started. So I'm going to cut this here, but you'll be on and ready by 7:30. Oh yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. So guys, I'm going to pee and get a beverage. So why don't we watch a little bit of Realm Smith? Again, if you guys have any questions that you want to ask me, ferocious blizzards make the mountain pass through the please don't hesitate to ask any questions for the Dungeon Master. So listen to this adventure by Realm Smith while I go grab something to Kevin Smith. Sort of, kinda. I'm going to grab something to drink. I'll be right back. Most Dale residents blame Oral the Frost Maiden, the god of winter's wrath. He said Oral. Aura that weaves across the sky each night is said to be her doing. A potent spell that keeps the sun at bay. Dale folk live in a scattering of settlements known as 10 towns. The drop-off in caravans. So before I go, let me just take a look, see exactly what they're running. Although each town is resolved to appease the Frost Maiden with sacrifices of one kind or another, no respite from winter's fury seems forthcoming. For adventurers such as yourselves, 10 towns is a place to test one's mettle. Okay, so he's reading off of page 22 in Icewind Dale. So he's reading the cold open section. So I guess they're going to be running the first adventure. Northwest from your home, trading a sea of scorching sand for a sea of endless ice. Your entire being aches from the relentless shift from the dry heat it has grown accustomed to your entire life. A truly alien landscape that promises ample opportunities and endless challenges. You've crossed over into the sleepy town of Bremen, which sits on the west bank of Maer Duladon, at the mouth of the Shangarn River. Eager to reach your intended destination, 70-7 Bills. Josh Allen is a saint. Josh Allen is a saint. I'm going to take him out for a nice seafood dinner and never call him again. 5 poorly maintained taverns that stand in a semicircle. Yeah, so he's talking about he's at Bremen. Unable to read the names of each tavern, you pull out the folded piece of parchment that led you here and match the spelling on the sheet to the signs above the door. You find a match. The Grumpy Moose. At this point, Musa, you stand out in front of your intended destination. So I was trying to figure out, with kind of pulling your cold winter gear that you have around you, your newly acquired cold winter gear, because you're not used to this kind of cold. You pull it close, and you head into the tavern. So I think they're going to be running a quest called the Lake Monster, which is exactly what it sounds like. You're going to have to go after a lake monster. Big enough to bury a herd of moose. But today, the local tavern is abuzz with news about a series of recent killings. Before the murders, the only question on everyone's mind was, will summer ever return to Icewind Dale? African? Now the question is, Swallow? Will I be the killer's next victim? Nothing breeds fear and paranoia like a murderer with no face. 3 cold-blooded murders have been committed in the past month. A halfling trapper in East Haven, a human shipbuilder. So, okay, they're doing the starting quest, Cold-Hearted Killer. So, this will be the second time this weekend that we've watched a live play where they've done this. So, it'd kind of be interesting to see how different people run the same adventure. Across the 10 towns over the last 10 days. It read, my quest is to get the most out of life as possible. Meet. My favorite color is blue. An airspeed velocity of an African swallow? I got one for you, Dritz. What drives a man to kill?
across from an elderly shield.
You know what I'm talking
with
about,
a
too.
nasty scar across her nose. Who looks like she was something.
I don't know. Look down at your right hand, Cap.
She's been
Cap
smoking
says,
her
"Where's
pipe
my
and waiting
goddess?"
for any last stragglers
I got
to
your
join
goddess
her
right here.
before she begins.
Oh no,
As
that's not
you
right.
wait
That's not
patiently,
right at all.
You take in the others at the table with you. If I can have each of you describe what your
All right.
characters look like.
I'll be right back,
starting
guys. I'll be back in 5.
Metrimion is a lizard folk. He is jet black, bordering on gray, with a red crest and alien hostile eyes.
And beside you is Nora. If you could please describe your character.
Fear not, citizens, for it is I, Raya Sunshine, your local hero. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I am a Scourge Azamar, celestial warlock, and I'm here to save the day. I look like I've got long, black, curly hair, amber eyes, and I've got a very bronze, glowing skin going on, and my outfit looks as though Xena, the warrior princess outfit, was designed by Versace. I am very shy.
And beside you, Kaylee.
Hi, I'm Daisy. I've got long black hair braided down my back, and I'm carrying a really big sword, about as big as I am, and I'm just really excited to be here. Wow, I'm next to Rhea. It's cool.
10.
Yeah, Finbin here, silver dragonborn monk. I'm quite large, sort of dread, like scales going down my back, and ice cold blue eyes.
And then finally, Xander.
Yeah, I'm Garrett Velrin, and I'm actually from Targos, one of the towns in 10 Towns. I have rugged beard and purple hair. I've got a fur-lined coat that is protecting me from the cold, and it's also covered in dog fur, but that's probably from dogs that I raise and own, not skinned.
Welcome, all. Suddenly, as you sit, waiting for Lynn to begin, the tavern door swings open in a gust of frigid air, accompanied by a flurry of snow. The last to join you this evening enters the Grumpy Moose. Moose, if you could please describe your character for those at the table.
So I'm dressed in a leather jacket, custom made, of course, from my homeland. Linen underneath, flowing garbs, my head wrapped, my face wrapped, and I uncloak it, and I have a thick beard and stoic face and brown skin from the desert lands from the south. Everybody's nodding their head. They agree.
Hi!
That is your face, yes.
The scarred shield dwarf looks across the table at all of you. But of course, you have all joined us now. I'm glad that you are here. Shall I begin? You look like a group that knows what you are doing. Much adventure you have seen. Some
Yes.
from far-off lands.
Fear not. We're here.
Well, you have all come, of course. Beckon to me from my postings over the last 10 days. I do have a task that I am willing to pay handsomely for, and this is it. Selfic Caltro works for a small traveling merchant company called Torx, owned and operated by a shady dwarf named Torga Icevein. In other words, Sefik gets around. He's charming, makes friends easily. He's also Torga's bodyguard. So I'm guessing he's good with the blade. His victims come from only 3 towns that sacrifice people to the Frost Maiden on nights of the new moon. This is what passes for civilized behavior here in Icewind Dale, you can imagine. Maybe the victims found a way to keep their names out of the drawings, and Sefik found out they were cheating, so he killed them. Maybe, just maybe, Sefik is doing the Frost Maiden's work. I followed Torgs for a 10-day as it moved from town to town. Quite a devious little enterprise, I tell you, but that's not my concern. What struck me is how comfortable Sefik Kaltro looked in this weather. No coat, no scarf, no gloves. It was like the cold couldn't touch him. Kiss of the Frost Maiden, indeed. I will pay you 100 gold pieces to apprehend Sefik Kaltro, ascertain his guilt, and deal with him, preferably without involving the authorities. When the job is done, return to me here and collect your money. Are there any questions?
Where did you say we could find this Sefik?
Well, that is, of course, what I am paying you to find out. I know where he has been, I know where the murders have taken place, but I do not know where he is currently. That is something you'll have to figure out.
This Torx, you said it moves from town to town. Do you have an idea on where it is now?
I do not. It was recently, and Bryn Shandar was the last place that it passed through.
Also the last place that one of these murders occurred.
Yes, that is right.
Is it
the most
enough?
recent? Sorry. Was it the most recent murder?
Yes, it was. Torg moves around a lot. I don't know if Sefik is actually acting alone, or he is in support of Torga Icevein, so I suggest you isolate him wherever you find him. But yes, Bryn Shandar was the last place.
Is it enough to simply return with his head? It would be a terrible waste of meat otherwise.
You are a curious one, with interesting appetites, but yes.
That's not what I meant.
To bring his head, I appreciate the drama.
بدي أسألك بدك تدفع مصاري؟ ذهب؟
How's the volume on the stream? Everything good, guys?
Could I make an insight check?
On Musa?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, 9.
Okay. And what are you trying to ascertain from your insight check?
Where are you from, stranger? Because not recognizing that language, or I'm trying to.
South. South.
That's kind of the only option. You know.
We're about as north as we can be.
So I think what they're doing here now is they're digging in to try to find out what their secrets are. Oh, who wants?
Yeah.
While we're here and we're listening to them play through the opening chapter of Rime of the Frost Maiden, is anybody interested in getting a peek under the hood and listening to the actual secrets from Rime of the Frost Maiden? This will probably get into spoiler territory, maybe. But the thing is, like, even if you know what the secrets are, you won't know who's got what. So I don't think by going over them, it's going to be spoiling too much. So let me know in chat if you guys want to hear what the actual secrets are from the appendix from Rime of the Frost Maiden. And you actually have the ability to create your own secret. So you guys up for that? Let me know in chat if you want to take a look at that.
You friends with us?
And I put my arm around.
So
Daisy,
that's 2 thumbs up.
buddy.
Hell yeah! I'll forget when I'm educated. Cap, you're always educated. All right, so we'll take a look at the secrets. Spoiler alert: if any of the people here don't want to know what the secrets are, now will be a time to dip out. Give it maybe like 3 minutes and come back in, because it's not going to take too long to read through these.
Give me that name one more time.
Need some Gatorade. Everybody stay hydrated. Drink your water, drink your Gatorade, drink your purple drink, drink whatever you got. Drink them if you got them. Okay, so let's take a look here. So the appendix character secrets is on page 264 of Rime of the Frost Maiden.
Start asking around.
It encompasses 2 pages. You're supposed to photocopy these and hand them out to players if they're at your table, or you can probably distribute them somewhere virtually. So, all right, it's alphabetical. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there is 17 options for character secrets. The first one is Alagondar Scion. Your prerequisite, you must be human, half elf or half orc, to have this secret. If you do not meet this prerequisite, draw a different card. You are a scion of the Algondar bloodline and the only known heir to the crown of Neverwinter. Oh, wow. If Dagalt Nevermember, the city's Lord Regent, learns that I'm alive, he'll send assassins to kill me.
Which is probably why she's
Secret
chosen
1,
this,
that's fun.
This particular tavern to meet.
Secret 2, Doppelganger. I'm a shapeshifter. I have none of the traits of the race I am intimidating, but I retain my class features, background, and alignment. I have dark vision out to a range of 60 feet. I can use an action to do either of the following at will. I can instantly, innately cast Detect Thoughts, requiring no components. My spellcasting ability is Intelligence. The spell Wisdom DC save is 8 plus my proficiency bonus plus my intelligence modifier. And I can polymorph into any humanoid I have seen or back into my true form. My statistics, other than my size, don't change. Any equipment I'm wearing or carrying isn't transformed. I revert to my true form when I die. Doppelganger, that's interesting. Paul, you're going to like this one. Secret 3. Dritz fan. I once met the famous Drow Ranger Dritz Duerden. In fact, I have a tattered piece of his famous green cloak, and I would never think to part with it. So that one's rather benign of a secret. Some of these are more deadly, some of these are pretty benign. Elusive Paramour. A wealthy pasha in Kalsham has placed a bounty on my head for seducing his favorite concubine. Bounty hunters are scouring the Sword Coast in search of me, but I hope they'll never think to look in Icewind Dale.
There's a lot of human trafficking.
Escaped prisoner. I was brought here from another world by spacefaring mind flayers. The ship in which I was imprisoned crashed in the mountains south of 10 Towns. After surviving the crash, I nearly froze to death crossing the tundra to reach 10 Towns. If some friendly trappers hadn't found me, I would have perished. I fear that some of my captors also survived the crash and might come looking for me.
Like bends down, picks
That's
up some
pretty
of the
interesting.
snow, and then
Littlest Yeti. I was raised by a Yeti. And although I relied on my ferocious guardians for food and warmth, and never quite adapted to the cold, I speak Yeti and have advantage on charisma checks made to influence Yeti or improve their attitudes. So that would be interesting. Hey, Mike. Mike, welcome back. We're reading right now. We're reading through the book of Icewind Dale, and sort of looking along with Realmsmith here. What they're doing is characters all pick a secret in Icewind Dale, and you don't know who's got what secret. Some of them are benign, some of them come into play big in the story. So what we're doing right now is we're just taking a look through the secrets. We covered the first 6 so far. So the 7th one, Midwinter Children. Arl, the Frost Maiden, has blessed me, for I was born on the midwinter holiday. I have resistance to cold damage. So if you get that secret, your character has resistance to cold damage, which can come in like huge.
And that's pretty
huge
much it.
in Neverwinter Nights. Not Neverwinter Nights. Icewind Dale, sorry. Old Flame. I have a lover in 10 Towns whom I haven't seen in years. Anytime outside of combat, I can decide who the lover is by choosing an NPC in 10 Towns that I can see. Once I make this choice, I can't change it. The Old Flame is friendly and helpful towards me, even if our past is checkered. So that's a nice one because you don't have to pick it right away. But as you're going through the story, if you come across an NPC and you're like, I want to, it's going to be advantageous for my character in the party to have that NPC be my lover, you can pick it then. So, and then you can,
firelight coming from some
basically
of the
that person is allied
there
to
is
you.
some activity there. So if you guys
So
want
number
to spend kind of the
9,
next
Orc Stone.
little bit,
I saved the life of an orc who gave me a stone with the symbol of many arrows tribe, a human skull pierced by 3 arrows carved into it. The stone is an uncommon magic item that requires attunement, and only I can attune to it. As an action, I can use the stone to summon the spirit of an orc warrior who appears within 30 feet of me. The spirit uses the Orc War Chief stat block in the monster manual, blah, 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 and disappears after 10 minutes or when reduced to 0 hit points.
Nice.
The spirit understands any languages I speak and obeys my commands. After the stone is used 3 times, it turns to dust. So you get 3 uses of summoning this orc warrior chief. That's pretty cool.
We're looking for.
So again, that's another secret that can be useful.
Well, yeah.
Owlbear Whisperer. Owlbears are predisposed to like me. If I am within 10 feet of an owlbear, I can use an action to make a DC 10 Charisma animal handling check. On a success, I change the owlbear's attitude towards me from hostile to indifferent,
And in the back corner,
or
the
from
current,
indifferent to friendly.
the tavern that you've entered, and just one of the 5.
Pirate Cannibal. Ooh, this is interesting.
What's that? And he has this like ear.
I served aboard the Dark Duchess, a pirate ship in the city of Luskin. After the vessel got stuck in the ice, everyone but the captain abandoned the vessel and fled to 10 towns. We got lost in a blizzard along the way. I was the only one who made it, and only by eating my mates. The ship and its treasure are still out there.
The
Ouch.
merchant.
Sure.
Ouch. Oh, well,
You could end up being a pirate cannibal.
I heard
And I
recently
imagine that you would know the location of that
they're
ship,
headed
so
to Duggan's
you could,
Hole.
if somebody figures out who you are, you might be able to head back there and
But,
find that ship.
I think they're
Reghead
there
Air.
tomorrow,
Prerequisite. You must be human, half-elf, or half-orc to have the secret.
last
If
I
you do not meet the
heard,
prerequisite,
I
draw a
had
different
my
card.
cousin do some rounds
I am
and
the
pick up some
offspring
things from
of
Bridgehead
Queen
or there and
Bjornhild
that way.
Suffragette.
Which hole?
Ooh, very Nordic. Leader of the Tiger Tribe. My mother cast me into the sea of moving ice when I was a young child as a sacrifice to her all the Frost Maiden. A polar bear pulled me from the water and spared me from freezing to death.
I'm familiar with.
The bear then transformed into a Goliath who bore me to safety in 10 towns.
Most people
I remember the Goliath's name. A lot of vowels.
Do you guys want to ask him
Oh,
any questions?
Meyer
Or should I ask him anything
Rumtok.
else?
Sounds
But
like a
haven't
lead.
seen her
I think
since.
we should just go.
I owe her my life, just as I owe my mother a merciless death. Get mad at your mom. Reincarnation. I died and was brought back to life by a friendly human druid using the reincarnate spell. I have no idea what became of the druid, whose name I don't know. I retain the memories of my previous life, some or all of which was spent in Icewind Dale. And it says you can roll the table in the spell's description to determine your character's previous race, or choose a race from the table you like. Then flesh out the story of your previous life. So that one's probably not so game changing. Ring Hunter. I'm looking for the knucklehead trout that bit off my father's finger, which had a signet ring on it. To preserve my inheritance, I must retrieve the lost ring. Now there's a segment of play where you can go and fish for knucklehead trout, and there's a 10% chance when you do that you'll find a ring in the knucklehead trout. It may actually even be an old bitey. Did anybody remember talking about old bitey the other day? Remember old bitey? He's basically the singing bass that appears on the wall. Yeah, the ring could be an old bitey, which means you'd have to go take old bitey down, cut him open, and see if he's in there.
And it's just like,
Runaway author.
and waves
I penned a
Maximus to follow.
notorious
Should-
expose
should we
called
head out?
The
I
Hellbent
think it's,
Highboard,
probably better
which
that we get there
accused
before
several
she
prominent
does.
Arabian Maximus.
Pat
Okay.
Rios? I don't know. In Baldur's Gate and nobles in Waterdeep of being devil worshippers. Although my accusations were founded, I made a lot of enemies and was forced to seek refuge in Icewind Dale.
It's when you get overland.
See, I can see some role-playing opportunities for that. You being the author and sort of being on the run. That'd be nice. Slod host. A red slod implanted a pellet-sized egg in me shortly before I started my adventuring career. If I can't get rid of it in the next 2 months, the egg will gestate inside me, and the slod tadpole will burst from my chest, killing me. It will then quickly grow into an adult slod and kill even more people.
It's like a 7 to 8 hour
Ooh, nasty.
trek to get to Duggan's Hole.
So slods are gigantic
at this
slug
point, you don't have dog
creature-looking
sleds,
things,
you don't have
which
snowshoes, but
reproduce
again,
by
traveling the roads
implanting
fairly
eggs in
easy to do
people.
that.
I'm a spy.
What do you do?
I'm the spy. I'm a spy for the Harpers, a secretive organization that works behind the scenes to thwart tyrants and other evildoers. My mission in Icewind Dale is to safeguard the settlements of 10 towns while concealing my Harper affiliation. Credible threats to 10 towns includes the Arcane Brotherhood, an organization of wizards based in Luskin,
Maximus replies,
and the Xantherum, an expansive shadow network that wants to control trade through the north.
Dugan Hall?
Both have
Dugan
threatened
Hall?
10 towns in the past.
Dugan Hall?
My only Harper contact in 10 towns is a human named Beldora, who poses as a homeless woman. She spends her days gathering information in Brinchander. So, those are the secrets that you can pick from randomly in Icewind Dale. If you don't like any of the secrets, you can put them back. If you don't meet the prerequisites, you have to put them back. So, that's them. Those are the secrets. So, I wonder who's got what in this stream here.
To my magic makers, is there anything that we can do to help our friend Maximus communicate with us? Anything?
Well, while I am a very magical person, thank you. I actually don't have anything that would be able to help us out.
Her
in this
name,
situation.
her name is Rhea Sunshine. How cute
We
is
will
that?
struggle through, but I do think we should get on the road.
I was told that Arabian Maximus does not speak common.
All right. So once again, I'd like to remember everybody you're watching D&D Celebration 2020 is covered by Polyhedral Paradise. Thank you for joining us. A couple notes. We're going to go for about another half hour, and then we're going to take a break for a little bit and reconvene at 8 o'clock, where we're going to take a look at... Let's go to the schedule real quick, actually. It'll probably be easier to show you guys. So, right now, the Realmsmith game is on. Next up on D&D Celebration is Weaving Asian Stories, followed by Dice Stormers, which is another live play event, and Knights of Evening Star after that. And then the last panel of the day is Inside the D&D Studio. That's from 6 to 7 Pacific Standard Time, but we're going to cover that from 9 to 10. After the 10 o'clock hour, we are immediately going to go into our live play Ravenloft one-shot, The Created, for which we built characters yesterday. So if anybody's interested, we can take another look at the characters, or we can go back to Realmsmith, or we can go take a look at the Icewind Dale map. And what are you guys thinking? What are you feeling? We'll go take a look at the map for a little bit. I think we're going to do that. We're just going to go take a look through here. Have to see if I can find it. Supposedly there was some hidden things on the map. There's some hidden stuff that you can pull up that showed you some new familiars. There's Bremen. Now, if you remember correctly, we were talking yesterday, each town is denoted by a different set of snowflakes. The snowflakes are 1, 2, and 3 snowflakes. The 1 is not so much, 2 is mid-level, and 3 is high. So we got Bremen services are 1 snowflake, friendliness is 3 snowflakes, and comfort is new snowflake. New snowflakes. So I'm going to take a look at the book here while we're open on Bremen. I'm going to give you an exact description of the snowflakes and what they mean. So let's see here. Here. Sacrifices to Aurel. Not sure how much I like her name. Aurel. Get back in the house, Aurel. Okay, I'm blending genres here. I know, I understand. Verifying cold, adventure flow, party members. Okay, I can't find the exact definition of snowflakes, but basically, if it's 2 snowflakes in comfort, you'll find like a drafty room that's heated with some lantern and some oil and stuff like that. If it's 3 comfort, you got a nice hot fireplace and you're able to get warm. If it's 1 comfort, you're basically sleeping in a drafty barn. So just think of it like that. So I'm gonna go back to the map and gonna take a look. Kaer Konig. See, we looked at that yesterday. The mountains of Kelvin's Cairn looms large behind this lakeside town, which started as a camp for mountaineers. Travel to and from this remote settlement was expedited by the ferry that ran out of East Haven, but with the ferry shut down, Kaer Konig feels more isolated than ever. Its residents are bitter and angry. They believe that the rest of 10 towns has abandoned them. Service is 1 star, friendliness 2 stars, comfort 1 star. You're sleeping in a shack. Funky little shack. Sorry, I didn't mean to go all Love Shack on you. Danny Woot just got a second monitor set up. Nice, sir. Woot woot. Throw him up for Danny's second monitor. Is this the map I made? No. This is the official map for Icewind Dale Rime of the Frost Maiden. The maps I made are not nearly this interactive. That's for sure. No. Or this well done. Alright, let's see. I don't think we looked at tourmaline. It's like a fish eating a gumdrop. Gumdrop fish. Alright, service is 2 snowflakes. Friendliness 3 snowflakes. Comfort 3 snowflakes. Okay, that's pretty good. Founded by Calshil settlers, Tremaine is considered the most picturesque 10-town settlement. For most visitors, the enchantment of the town is dispelled as soon as they feel the icy claws and teeth of the cold winter sweeping down from the north. Just outside of the town are more gemstone mines that sometimes become overrun with monsters that crawl up from the Underdark. Does anybody know what the Underdark is? Mike Porter asked, are we doing voices? Do I have weapons? Yes, Mike, you do have weapons. Most definitely. You have 2 short swords and 2 hand axes. It's up to you if you want to do voices. Completely up to you. 100%. Sorry. Just adjusting. My headphones keep cutting out. I'm going to have to swap those out before this afternoon. So the time is now closing in on 3 o'clock. We're taking a look at the map of Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frost Maiden. Taking a look at some of the settlements of 10 towns. Let's go take a look at Lonely Wood. I'm a lonely wood. I'm a lonely wood. Lonely Wood is a quiet town of loggers, fishers, and scrimshanters. Many of its residents have had shady past that they strive too hard to forget. Despite being a haven for criminals and miscreants, this town is not a place where folk murder one another in the streets. The reality survival in Icewind Dale demand that the town's residents live and work together peacefully and not dwell on history. Sorry, I just felt like singing it. Sometimes I just break out in song because bards are important to everyday life and to storytelling. If you don't believe me, go ask a critical bard. Service is 2 snowflakes. Friendliness 3 snowflakes. Comfort is a 2 snowflake job here. So that is Lonely Wood. I promise not to sing again unless you ask. So we already look at Bryn Shander, look at Tremaine, Bremen, done. I was supposed to see 10 towns, but I don't think I see 10. Am I missing something? Lonely Wood, Tourmaline, Bremen, Targos, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, yeah. So they're all there. Caer Konig, Caer Dineval. You saw that? Oh, 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish, fishes. Am I? Losing subs by the second. Thanks, Wells. Appreciate it. Wells unsubbed. This town, along with his neighbor Caer Konig, have been cut off for the rest of 10 towns because the ferry from East Haven shut down when the lake froze. The castle is overlooking the frozen harbor, is closed to the public, but seems occupied by a militia. Services 1 snowflake, friendliness 2 snowflakes, comfort 1 snowflake. So this is the place you don't want to go, for sure. Population is only 100. They sacrifice food. Overland travel to Bryn Shander 10.5, Caer Konig 2 hours, East Haven 9, Goodmead 8. So it's kind of isolated and unfriendly. All right, Konig. So the northmost place is Revel's End. Let's see what's on that. Oh, we already looked at that one. Sorry. Red Cave Glacier. So yeah, I think we pretty much covered all the map between these within the past couple days of the stream. So I guess we could retire this thing. Cracking Chasm. I don't think we did that. Oh, look at that thing. The chasm in the foothills of the spine of the world gets its name from the cackling gnolls who take shelter inside it to get away from the harsh winds. Most who hear their maniacal cackles know well enough to stay away. The gnolls of Cackling Chasm are emaciated and hungry. I'm hungry. Their laughing brought on by crazed starvation. That gnoll doesn't look that unfed. I know, when I was singing. I knew what you meant. If you're not careful, I'ma do it again. Oh, that was really off key. Yikes. Yishta wawa shahana shuklathaleta. Let him sing again. Let's see what's on the previews. Nope. Schedules, marketplace, play. Okay, back to the map. I'm the Mac. Kind of know that. Reghead Nomads, who I read that. Glacier, Wormwood Crags, Sky. Okay, so I think we have. Oh no, Car Luck. Okay, I like the art and the imagery and the feeling that these things invoke. 5e may not be everybody's cup of tea, but I like their art. I really like its art. Okay, so Kark Lo Loch. A goblin prison fort clings to an icy crag in the rocky, wind-blasted foothills of the spine of the world. From this ramshackle mountain roost, the goblins launch raids against caravans traveling to and from 10 towns and mount hunting expeditions across the tundra. The frozen tundra of Lambeau Field. It's not Lambeau. Alright, so what's this do? I just recentered it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that we've covered everything on the map. Let's just go back to watching some Realmsmith for a few minutes. So time is now 3 o'clock. We are half hour away from our midday break. Been streaming for about 2 hours at this point. Cap, I missed the song. Yeah, you missed it. We are now watching Realmsmith play the first chapter of Rime of the Frost Maiden, Icewind Dale.
It is, as I said, an outdoor
So
shop.
while we're
Goods are
doing
being
that,
unpacked and
I
displayed
want
in
to
crates. They open the
show
crates
you
and
guys
kind of
something.
Put them out.
Okay.
And then small canopies just to keep the snow off
So,
the goods. What do you do?
Let's
Garrett is going to share this information as soon as we come closer and stop.
let's take a look. I'm gonna break away from Realmsmith here because I want to talk about something before we take a break. So let's go to Curse of Strahd revamped. Okay, we're gonna take a look at this. I'm gonna compare and contrast. Curse, so you are
Do we want to talk to him first, or just cut off his head? Like, what's the plan?
Strahd.
What do you want to do?
I personally
Revamped,
just
okay.
like to attack, but
Curse of Strahd revamped Dungeons and Dragons. Product overview. You got Curse of Strahd in this nice coffin box here. Curse of Strahd, one of the most popular Dungeons and Dragons role-playing game products of all time, split into three parts. A 224-page perfect bound adventure for characters level 1 through 10, a 20-page Creatures of Horror book and new monsters that appear in the adventure, and an 8-page Taroka deck booklet. Oh, I'll be right back. I gotta grab something. I'll be right back. So let me put. Actually, you know what? I'll worry about it later. A cover sheet with Strahd von Zarovich's image on one side and Strahd Monster Slapbook on the other. A 34-page, 4-panel Dungeon Master screen designed for use with the adventure. A double-sided poster map showing the domain of Barovia on one side and Castle Ravenloft on the other. 54 foil-stamped Taroka cards which help determine path through the adventure. A tuck box to hold the Taroka deck, and 12 postcards, 3 copies of each for 4 different cards, which you can use to invite your friends to the game. Okay, so keep all that in mind, and there's sort of like a picture of what you get. Retail is $99. Now, hold on a second. I got to grab one more thing. Excuse me while I step away. I just got to grab something to make a point. Okay, with all that in mind, guys, let's take a look at something that I've had in my possession for quite some time. Does the box set include a set of rails and instructions for when not to enter combat? Asking for a friend. It does now. All right, so this right here, you've got this thick box here. It's a Ravenloft campaign setting box set. And it says, in the year 351 Barovian calendar, Strahd von Zarovich made a pact with death. A pact that sealed his fate and created a land of nightmares known as Ravenloft. Other lords of darkness have embraced the demon plane of dread as their own. And woe to heroes who wander here. The creatures of the night prey freely upon the living of this land. And day is but a prelude to another night of horror. This new edition of the Ravenloft box set, now this is the revised edition that came out. And this one came out in 1994. This new edition of Ravenloft combines the original Realm of Terror box set with the elements from Forbidden Lore. It was two different box sets. And updated rules from other accessories. Domains destroyed by the infamous Grand Conjunction have been deleted, new domains added, and key personalities detailed. The box set includes Realms of Terror, 160-page book of rules concerning the reshaping of the character classes, fear, horror, madness, and power checks, curses, spells, and magical items, both new and old, psionics, techniques of terror, and more. Another 128-page book called Domains and Denizens, book describing the dark lands of the core, islands of terror, and many nefarious personages. 2 maps depicting a reshaped core domains, a poster featuring a painting, a Tarot deck, beautifully illustrated cards, a D&D screen specifically designed to use for Ravenloft campaign, and more. So you see what you get here for the Curse of Strahd, right? The modern one. 2 books, 3 books, the Tarot deck, a couple cards, the actual adventure. By the way, list price for this, $99. Now, this book that came out in 94. Let's take a look at what we got here. We've got a large poster map of the islands of the core. We've got another poster map of the main island, or the main lands. I've got that hanging up somewhere so I can't show it to you. Okay. We've got this thick book here, the main Realms of Terror book. We've got this book, Domains and Denizens. But wait, there's more. We've got this 8x10 poster of, what house is this? Mordenham's estate. We've got this picture poster, sort of detailed outline of Strahd's castle. We've got Aslan's castle, picture poster, short detailed. We've got Petrov's temple, picture, details. Picture of Haslick's estate. Dislinia estate, picture, short little description. Hergrid's castle, picture, description. Rainier estates, picture, descriptions. Adjurini's temple, picture, descriptions. See where this is going here? Vlad Drakov's castle. Castle Forlorn, descriptions. Marika's castle. Markov estates. Borsty estates. Monastery. pictures of the Weathermay family, pictures of the Timothy family. Sorry. Okay, fine. Pictures of the Rainier family. Adam's in the building. Adam from Fanjaxer. Good to see you. The Dionair family. Pictures, descriptions. The Salinia Borsti family. Pictures, descriptions. But we're not done. It also came with this Ravenloft DM screen, customized with it. Everything you need right there to run the Ravenloft campaign setting. And, I know, man. It's all good. It's all good, baby. And this humongous set of Taroka cards. You see how many? 180 tarot cards. I'm still going through them. That's the Taroka deck they gave you. All right? Do you know how much this was? Now, granted, I understand it's $1994. Fine. I understand that. This box set, with everything that I just showed you, came in at $30 U.S. currency. $30. If you were to assume that things have doubled in the price since the 90s, that only works out to $60 U.S. And even if you assume that things have tripled since the 90s, which they may have, that only comes in at $90, which is still $10 cheaper than what they're charging you for this little POS Strahd revamped box set. Now tell me, the Wizard of the Coast these days is not bending it over and sticking it in raw, charging you that kind of money for this BS product. Get your head out of your asses, step your game up. And then to watch the interview with Chris Perkins, practically breaking his arm, patting himself on the back, saying we tried really hard to figure out a way to give you a box set. Get out of here with that mess, man. Get out of here. Who do you think we are? Trying to sell us that junk for that price. So ridiculous. Ridiculous. Fuck out of here. Sorry, I cussed before 4.
We tried so hard to figure out how to give you guys a maximum value for these products. We had to we didn't want to give you a hardcover book. We had to go with 2 softcover books because we had to figure out how to keep the price down. Bullshit. You're ripping people off. You're a bunch of con artists. Give us some real products. Give us something original. Don't give us something original. Put this shit out. Actually, I don't want you to touch Ravenloft now, because you can give us some jacked up ass, cheap ass box set with no real substance. Sorry. That's my soapbox. I've been thinking about that for a while. But the gall they have of selling you this for $100 when they used to put out stuff like that for a third of the price. I mean, they gave you the house. Sorry. All right, I'm done. All right, let's go back to why you're here. If anybody Wizard of the Coast is interested in sponsoring the show, I can be reached at jasonpreston03@gmail.com. I'd be happy to put your logo on my channel. Sponsorships are always welcome. I love your products. Hours of fun. Thank you. Once again, I'd like to remind everybody this is Polyhedral Paradice's coverage of Dungeons and Dragons. I forgot what I was doing. Yeah, sorry. I got a little heated there. I apologize. D&D Celebration 2020. Sorry. Let's bring this back up. So right now we're gonna go over and take a look at Realmsmith. They're playing right now. Realmsmith live play is going on. They're playing the first section of Icewind Dale: Rime of the Frost Maiden.
The central area. So
A little bit of show notes. We're gonna go for about another 15 minutes. I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. Well, actually, a lot of a break till about 7:30. Our break's gonna be. When we come back, we're going to take a look at the last panel.
Still near
okay, well, I changed my mind. We're going to go take a look at the schedule.
We're going to come in on the last half of the nights of Evening Star live play, and then we're going to catch the last Inside the D&D Studio panel. And then from there, at 10 o'clock, we're going to go into our very own live play. I know everybody's excited for that. Our very own live play is going to be Ravenloft The Created. We're going to play with 4 characters that we made last night.
And what was
The
the
people on that stream are going to
between
be Mike
where
Mother
the-
Flippin'
where
Porter,
the cart was and
Danny
where
Orange,
the trap
Captain Pennsylvania, and executive producer Russell Wu-Tang Wells. So we're going to be doing that at 10
So you
o'clock.
guys
I
might
hope you
understand
all
is
can
you
join
set
us.
The jerky trail all the way from
Adam, it's good to
basically
see
the
you,
edge
sir.
of
I
where
miss you in the
were
mornings, by
to
the way.
place. So it's about a 50
Just
foot
letting you know.
distance.
I miss you.
The 2 guards are kind of coming your
But from what I
way
understand,
towards
Adam
where you were, the rest of the
runs
party
a
is.
channel
And they're
called
about 20
Fanjecture
feet off of where you are.
and a show called Debate 8.
Buildings close by.
If anybody has not seen Adam and Adam's work, I suggest you go check it out. He is an awful lot of fun. The man knows his stuff. And his show is extremely fun. Debate 8 is. And what he does is like a sports bracket style show where he will take a topic, like entertainment topic, like certain type of movies, pit them up against each other. You get the live vote, and at the end of the day, nobody is happy with the winner, and everybody's happy with the show
Trying to get a read on
as a
which
whole.
one Maximus is about to go for, because Finman's going to take the other one.
Oh, okay. Adam says, "Oh, thanks, man. Just so you know, I dropped my channel update video because you've been asking. I have been asking. Just because I was curious. I missed, like, honestly, I've been really busy at work in the mornings, and the boss has been around a whole lot, so I've kind of been out of it in regards to the morning streams. But I am curious. So tonight, when we come back, the first thing we're gonna do. Once we get all 4 of our players together, we're gonna do a quick round of trivia. Trivia is gonna be. Yeah, I tried. Yeah, trivia is gonna be for this set right here. Tiefling Warlock 2-pack. He is. He's an Electrum piece. Yes. Yeah. Just let me know. Let me know when. I have some time. I'm gonna be.
12.
I'm gonna be on Adam's show debating.
Arabian Maximus.
16.
Oh my God! I just blanked on his name. Trev, debating Trev about fantasy shows.
I'm very excited.
Thank you. Thank you, Gray. I appreciate it. What up, Jason? I've been digging your coverage this weekend. It's been a lot of fun. I'm pretty burnt out. It's a lot of hours. Put in a lot of hours. I'm not gonna lie. But it's been a lot of fun. I appreciate everybody who's come in, hopped in for 10 minutes, hopped in for 2 minutes, stayed for hours. I appreciate every last one of you. I needed it. It's been a nice confidence booster. So I needed it. So I appreciate it, guys. Yeah, so I'm going to be on Fanjecture's channel with Trev debating fantasy movies. It's going to be fantastic.
So I rolled an 8.
You rolled that damage?
And it's a.
And you rolled
Adam had alluded to the fact at one point in time, I think it was on Trinity's show, how we were, Trev and I were angling for all kinds of movies that nobody had seen before, and Adam's like, I gotta put on a show here, guys. I can't, you can't throw Crawl the Conqueror in there. Nobody's seen Crawl. You know, no. So, I do wish I could be there for the whole coverage with you, but honest, I don't have to back up with the fam on the weekend. No, it's fine, Dre. It's fine. Be here as much or as little as possible. It's fine. So yeah, what was I saying? Tiefling Warlock. We're gonna be giving this out as a prize on our last round of trivia, and also some show notes. Once we hit 100 subs, we're going to be giving away the Polyhedral Paradise official D&D dice tray.
Yeah.
And then you'll have
That's
a
gonna
plus beside
go
your
out
short
there
sword.
into the ecosphere once we hit 100 subs. I don't think it's gonna be this weekend at the rate I'm losing them.
I know this.
We're working it backwards here on the channel. We work backwards. But no matter what, at the end of the stream, I'm going to do a thank you video, and anybody who comments on the thank you video is going to automatically be entered to win this set of game-used dice that we've used throughout character creation this weekend and that we're using for our live play tonight.
Plus 4, 20,
So
24, right?
time now is 3:18. We've got about another 12 minutes before we go to break. Let's listen in on a little bit of Realmsmith for anybody who's never seen live play D&D. This is a good chance to sort of listen to the folks play.
And I'm also arming the
Now
rest
I
of
will
your
take
stuff
questions
in
if
your,
anybody has
inventory
questions
right
in
now.
chat Q&A.
So now,
throw
under
them at me,
actions in
and
D&D
I'll do
Beyond,
my
you should have
best
all
to
of your
answer them.
weapons listed.
How's everybody feeling? Everybody doing good?
And so with your first short sword,
He knows, Gray. He's
roll
just
that
messing.
D6 and then
He's
add
just
+4
messing with
to
you
it.
because we had Cap last night for trivia. Cap blew the. Cap blew the question. What does EP stand for? Pretty much, was like when it came to gold pieces. What are the different denominations of currency? And he got all of them except for EP, which is electrum piece. So.
Normal one.
There it is. Here it goes.
Normal.
+4 coming up.
So last night.
Okay, 11.
Last night, Wu-Tang Wells defeated Captain Pennsylvania in our trivia round
+4
and won this
For both,
Dragonborn
okay, so,
Paladin
are you
2-pack
using
of
the
miniatures,
digital dice,
and immediately turned around and gifted them to Cap
so if you just click
in a
where it says
move
short sword
that
at the top
shocked
right
the
of it,
world.
If you just click the 1d6
The D&D
+4,
world, that
it'll
is.
roll a d6 for you. 6 is the maximum you can get on the d6.
I don't know, Gray. I just did. It doesn't matter. It's not about that.
I actually didn't even
It's
know
not about that. It's okay.
I didn't know you could click that.
It's Wells' fault.
very cool.
But we don't have to get into that.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking
Wells
at.
was directly responsible for that.
Either. So.
Yeah. So if you hit that twice, then it'll give you 2
And by fab,
rolls
I mean
between
Tesla.
1
How's
and
Tesla
6.
doing today? Tell her
And
happy
then
day after her
and then
birthday.
it'll tell you exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I got
I'm sorry I couldn't be there for the cake and the ice cream. But feel free to send me some via the mail if you want. I'll give you my address.
So that's 7. That's
Now I'm up to
14 points
83
of
now.
damage
I know. I
of
was just kidding.
your short sword
I'm
strike.
coming back,
So
baby.
you come across,
I'm coming back.
As you come in behind, you stick one of the swords, into its lower back, and you all.
I'm not
hear
shocked.
this
Wells is an
great
amazing
big
dude,
sound
man.
as it
Don't blow
scrapes
his
kind
head
of
up,
past
man.
the
Don't blow
spine
his head
through
up.
the ribs, and
be
you
a-
hear this muffled kind of scream from this one individual as he kind of reels back, and then the other one through the neck, in between, and past its kind of spinal cord in the neck, and this character goes limp in your hands as you pull your short swords out, and it falls into a bloody mess onto the snow.
Ooh, that's
you have dispatched your first enemy, Musa. Congratulations.
that's graphic.
Nicely done.
Thank God. It's not as graphic as cutting somebody's eyelids off though and disemboweling them. That was pretty graphic.
Dukin's hole.
Adam, are you going to be around this evening, possibly?
It will never
To
get
stop, I'd like to invite you to stop in and watch our live play tonight. It's gonna be late.
Then
I
now
know
we're
it's
back
gonna be
to the
late,
top of
but
the order. I allowed those to be kind of
we
surprise
couldn't
attacks.
really get to
So
it
Finban, you get a second attack.
during the day. We didn't have enough players, and
Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah.
we just figured it'd be best to
unarmed
move it. But
strike
it'd be awesome if you could stop by for a little while to watch it.
19 to hit.
That's a hit.
Who would ever do
And
that? I
then-
don't know. I don't know who would do that. I was real quick. I was like, I ain't role playing that out. Yeah, you do it. You do it. That's fine. I'm not getting into that. Even I have my limits.
And so, sorry, are you using? You're a monk, right?
I am.
I don't mind. There's nothing
Yeah,
wrong
okay,
with
so you come
there's nothing
across,
wrong with it. I just certain
the
things I
last
don't
one was
need to
kind of
like
a knee to the back.
feel I need to
And
describe
as this
like
character
fully.
turns around, you just smoke it in the face with a 3. And you
Oh,
see
get
blood
out of
from
here.
soak
Gray says
scarf
Tessa
that
says
covers
hello
its
and that
face.
she is having a wonderful day and she will
Obviously
send you
knowing
cupcakes
you
in the
got
mail
some
because she's so sweet. She
significant
is
damage
sweet.
there.
She's a sweetheart.
Musa,
She
you get
realized she's
another
talking to me
attack.
and not
At
Russell,
this
right? Because
point,
I'm sure Russell would
you
get all the
notice that
cupcakes first.
Torga
We
has
would just
kind
get
of
the
turned
sprinkles that are
towards
left
you,
on the pan.
And so has Sefik has kind of taken notice to what's happening. What do? There is the
Russell's
the
special.
humanoid that is currently injured by Finbin, and then the other 2 that exist. What do you do?
So we're currently sitting at
so-
2 hours and 15 minutes on the
Arabian
stream.
Max is
So
he would love to. Just
yeah,
take up
exactly.
two
Certain
minutes
things can happen without being described. Exactly. And there's nothing wrong with that.
And yet stay focused on Torga. So Torga.
I was uncomfortable. I was just DM. I'm like, ooh,
Yeah, I
ooh.
like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it. Okay.
No words.
Cap says his Bills game is lightning delayed.
Visuals. So.
That's because God
I like it.
is not a Buffalo fan.
If you so you can attack by.
How's them
that thing
Eagles
where it
doing?
Says you're +6 with your short sword. You're gonna roll that twice. That
The
should be
boys
a
is
D20.
great.
You
Yeah,
can get
yeah, boys are graphic, but
somewhere
I don't mind
between
it.
1 and 20.
I love the boys. The boys is fantastic.
Short sword. I can attack.
Lovecraft Country is good too, and Lovecraft Country is my new favorite show.
Ooh, 24.
Okay, so that's your first roll. Roll it again.
I guess it might as well, since Wells kind of brought it up, certain things can happen without being described. Yeah. Neat is more graphic. Yeah, as a DM, you know, if there's anything that you don't feel comfortable describing, you can just hand wave it and say, okay, he does it. You know, don't ever feel like you have to over describe something if you're not completely comfortable with. Like I know sex is part of the real world and sex is part of the D&D world too. But to be honest with you, I have never and will never role play like a sex scene or make it. I just won't do it. It's just not in my wheelhouse. I don't think there's any read for that.
And the number is, ladies and gentlemen.
So that's just something that doesn't get. Yes, I watched Color Out of Space. That movie was awesome.
All right. As it kind of stumbles back, you miss.
I know, Gray. I was just kidding. Color Out of Space was great. Nick Cage was fantastic. It took me a second watch to really get what was going on at the end with him going crazy and sort of becoming his father mentally. But I enjoyed the Color Out of Space. Anyway, going back to what I was saying about, like, you know, only narrate and color what you feel comfortable with narrating and coloring, and there's nothing wrong with it as a player, like not feeling comfortable with certain things too. So there's boundaries and limits to everybody, and sex and gratuitous over the top violence, I'll allow it, but I'm not narrating it. Mostly the sex part because I'm uncomfortable. At heart, I'm a teenage boy, and it makes me all feel weird inside. And I describe sex. It's weird. Oh, hi, Celia. Sitting here looking at me like I've got two heads. You want to say hi to everybody? No? You want to say? Okay, fine. Okay.
Stealth check? Okay.
Yeah.
Now there's handcuffs, folks.
High math, 21.
Yeah, that's great. That's really great. Except that
Paul, have you seen Lovecraft Country? At all?
You managed to slap one of the manacles onto one of his wrists.
Hey, manacles.
And he obviously turns to you and
Does she? Oh, that's creepy. Did anybody just see the thumb hands on Norm Ibram?
But it is not across both.
Those things are wacky crazy.
Gotcha. That is your turn. Rhea, you're up.
So they are, you said 50 feet
It's
away
like
from
salad
me?
fingers.
They are 20 feet. So the two that are
You haven't,
the
Cap?
dogs towards the houses.
You should watch it.
Where you're still
It's like-
standing.
it's
these
really
two
good.
are 20 feet from you.
Okay.
And
I was surprised that certain people jumped on it after saying they didn't like.
that is happening right now. The commotion is behind
Yeah,
them.
I've never even approached sex and D&D. I have no interest. Yeah, exactly.
Obviously what's going on because this all kind
Oh, you haven't with sex. Okay.
So you
Yeah,
said
it's
that
just
there
like
were two
I don't know.
by the,
Yes.
Okay, and
I
then
think
for
we
how
touched on
about
it like
Torga and
when we were horny teenagers.
They're past. So they're in the town square. You're at the
Back
edge
in the
of
day,
buildings,
like
where you
but
stayed,
it's never been
with Daisy.
a part of the game that
The trail
I've
of
like
jerky is leading the dogs
gone
towards
after or
you,
put
and
in
the
it.
guards
I
will
mean, I
follow
think I've had people like
Okay, so
pretend to
it's
seduce
the
people and stuff
two
like
that
that,
were
but never
there.
like take her up to the bedroom. I've had people visit houses of ill repute, but we're like, hey, I pay money in this. I'm like, all right, you get a Constitution bonus the next day, you know, something like that. But like, I've never role played it out.
one of them in the face.
And
Very nice.
I've heard of people doing it and like forcing DMs or DMs like putting people in awkward situations where they're like, okay, tell me what you do, and like they really go over people's boundaries and comfort zones. Yeah, seducing Demortica is fine.
All right. What's the damage on that?
Yeah, I mean it's not
damage
like
on
seducing
that
somebody
is-
for gain.
no
I can
save
see
on an
that,
Eldritch Blast,
but
right?
like just the act of role playing sex. You know,
No,
it's
no,
just-
no, no. It's just to hit.
I don't even like
so
role
that is
play.
points
Role play bathroom breaks.
Points of damage.
Tell me what you do.
of
Well, I gotta wipe my
windshield
ass.
blast.
Well, give me a dexterity check. I rolled a 1. Well, you put your finger through the toilet paper and you end up putting your finger in your bum. Now your finger stinks.
Stops and it starts to kind of be racked by the pain that the Eldritch
Okay, that was
Blast
unnecessary.
has created.
That was really unnecessary.
The other one beside kind of stops in shock, not having seen.
Oh, you
that.
thought him Cap trying to seduce Mordecai was a joke?
And I just
No, he was gonna try.
heroically,
I like it.
Fists at my hips, chin up.
I really wish Nora Ibrahim would show those finger hands again. Those were
Alright,
crazy
that-
looking.
The heavily injured guard that is in front of you, Finbin, kind of
His
draws
name's
its short
Finbin.
sword
Okay, let's
right
see.
at the edge of life and kind of
So
swipes at
we've
you
got Jason as Vito, Dungeon Master from Realm Smith
to,
TV.
to clip you. What is
Dave
your
B.
armor
Walters playing Metriminon.
that is a
Nora
14.
Ebram playing Rhea Sunshine. Kaylee Bray
that is
as
a hit.
Daisy. Tennessee Martin as
Of
Finbin.
course it is.
Muska Karish as Arabian Maximus. Nice. Xander Jenneret as Garrett Valerin. Okay. That's cool. Danny Orange, I'm hanging out. What's up? What's up, Danny? We needed info, great. I want to see your hands.
And soak your
Nice.
winter clothing.
All right, guys. So we are now at about the 2.5 hour mark.
Rhea,
It is now 3:30, and we're going to do a little bit of a break. Well, a lot of a break.
taking out its short sword.
While they're playing
And
Realm
rolls a
Smith,
natural
let's go
one,
take a look
so
at the
it goes
schedule here.
head over-
So right now, the Realm Smith is on. That's from 11 to 1 Pacific Standard Time. Weaving Asian Stories is on from 1 to 2. That's the next panel. We won't be here for that. Dice Stormers starts at 2 to 4. We will miss the entirety of Dice Stormers, but we're going to come back here between 4 and 6 Pacific Standard Time, which is we're going to shoot for about 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. That's okay, Cap. We're getting ready to take a break anyway. We're going to shoot for 7:30 Eastern Standard Times to reconvene. We'll catch the rest of the Knights of the Evening Star playthrough. We'll pull our character sheets up. I'll bring our players on at that time. So if you're a player, be prepared to to get in here sometime around then. Except for Cap, because I know you'll be on the way home. And then we'll watch the last panel inside the D&D studio, starting at 6 o'clock Pacific. Instead, it'll be 9 o'clock here. We'll watch that from 9 to 10, and then we'll start we'll say our thank yous, and 7:30 is when I'm coming back, Danny. Yes, 7:30 is when I'm coming back. I know it's a little bit of a long break, but I've got some errands to run, some things to do, real life calls. But yeah, we're gonna come back. I'm gonna come back here, start streaming at 7:30. We'll take it from there. Guys, I appreciate you coming back for the first half of this extended coverage of D&D Celebration 2020. As always, I am Jason, the host of Polyhedral Paradise. We're going to take it back to the library real quick. That's it for me for this first half. I appreciate everybody for showing up. Danny, Gray, Captain Pennsylvania, Wu-Tang Wells, Paul, the Raging Polak. Y'all don't know about that, but you will. Paul the Raging Polak, Fan Jackster stopped in. Some more people. Mike Porter, my favorite Porter. Thank you all for coming in. I will see everybody when we come back here at 7:30 for our second half and home stretch for this marathon weekend stream and live play. See you guys later. Thanks so much. And I'd like to say, in the game of life, may you always roll with advantage. And I'll see you guys back here soon.